purposes in the KK11. This is GCY in Lusaka. Very true. That such used to happen, but now it can't happen. Exactly.
I think we have gone slightly behind in terms of talent identification, more especially what Buffaloes used to do. Their place was Northwestern. Is it Forest Rangers, Ruapula? Teams were going out to fetch for talent. Others were going as far as Kasama just to look for talent. But it's no longer the case. They're fishing from the same pond. Same player from Warriors. Coaches are recycling players. It's a little bit
you find that
difficult.
was gone camping in Livingston. But for the last maybe even 5 years they've been camping in Livingston, just an example. But even in
the rural areas where they used to get talent, there's nothing because football has died at school level.
City of Lusaka used to go to Chipata.
If you talk of Green Buffalo, it was Mwinilunga was secondary school that was producing most of those. But the school's football is gone. That's a problem.
Exactly.
Serious. We shall talk about it later. We witnessed the so-called All-Stars versus the rest.
The rest.
Something else.
Good evening, Mr. Mambo. I want to salute my team, Zega Zesco United, for the good performance. Red Arrows, the onus is behind you, whether you like it or not, or Team Zesco. Then next message, this one says, evening soccer analyst, who is good in terms of coaching between Lampard and Arteta? I am Chulufiach Sanga, Info Mushabene, the Blues family, Pa Saint Anthony. It's a very difficult question to answer, but I'll just answer it very, very, very quickly in that
from what perspective?
you can yes, but one it's difficult to answer in the sense that you can see that Arteta was given chance. The guy was even by the 5th game of the season they were still in the relegation zone. He was given chance. People were saying fire him, and I remember on the show saying leave him. He's going to come through at the end of the day. They gave him chance, but Chelsea, even though he was in the top half of the table, they failed to give him Lampard chance. So we don't know. But Lampard has qualified Chelsea to the Champions League before. So Arteta looks like he's just about to do the same thing. So it's difficult. And then Arteta, you can criticize him maybe also and some of his decisions to do with Aubameyang, but he's proved himself kind of right. Yes, exactly. Because they don't have a proven goal scorer at the moment, but they're still managing to get the results.
And secondly, Pius, when you try to compare coaches, you should look at the pedigree of the players they're coaching as well. If you look at the players at Arsenal and the players at Everton, Everton and Manchester are in the same boat.
Arthur. Yeah. Good evening, gents. I'm congratulating my team Kalampa for winning against Kafio Celtic. Big ups in Kana players. Though Celtic va bola now. Hector from Chamboli. Then next message. This one says, evening panelists. I'm appealing to Warriors to the next season to recruit fast, sharp strikers currently lacking in the team. Secondly, the team EXCO members should also be subjected to short team management courses, as the current trend of always pointing fingers at the coach when things are not going well is not healthy. They need to acquire knowledge in their duties. Lastly, Raz should be revived. It's embarrassing a referee to blow his whistle for 4 offsides against a player who is in his own half when the game is on Supersport. Raz should have its training programs and disciplinary sector. This is Fraser Chilabi from Kamfinsa. Thank you, Fraser. I'll ask Batembo a question about Raz just now, but let me just read a few more questions. Good evening, Badani and the rest of the crew. Nice program. I'm enjoying. Vapi, what is wrong with Manu? Owen Abakuchame, from Muflera. Thank you, Owen. Yeah, we are a broken team at the moment. Lots of things going on. Evening, football wise men. Let me first wish Flava FM 14 years of broadcasting. It hasn't been easy. Thanks for the legends like P Money and Jean Theng and Chola and Kalamo. Thank you, Chola. By the way, we are now, as of yesterday, Flava FM is 14 years on the airwaves.
We are still going.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
If there was a child who was born on the same day as Flava was born, that child would probably be in grade 9.
Yes.
Somewhere there. Good evening, wise men. From the time my friend introduced me to this program some 4 months ago, I don't miss you. Thank you. You are the best in the country in terms of analyzing football. Keep it up, and I wish you all long life from Pastor Terence in Solwezi.
Amen.
And
We'll
Mighty Muflera Wanderers and Kansanshi Dynamo supporter.
Wow.
Got a number of pastors following us. Thank you, Pastor Terence. And thank you for the blessings. Evening, Vapias and the football gurus. Vapias, when you look at the bottom teams in the FAS MTN, they are all youthful sides. It again brings us to the same point. Experience is needed in the Premier League. Look at what Kansanshi did. They went for Jesse Were, and it's paying slowly. They are dodging the bullet of relegation. This is Nash Kawuya and Deke Changa Changa. Thank you, Nash. Good observation there. Tuli Bonse, Nine, the great Jonah Longo Kuchembe Kuluapula. Thank you, Jonah. He doesn't miss. Evening panel, Zesco United will win this year's APSA Cup final only if the coach maintains the winning team and starting 11. The only department that needs to be worked on is the striking force. In all the departments, we are on point. This is Masau Zegamambo Pabulangililo Kopala, diehard supporter. More messages.
Shockingly, no one talking against the coach.
Today, I know he's
Miracle.
a darling now.
Oh my God.
Vanumba is a darling of Zesco now.
He's just going to lose one game. One game.
Good evening, Flava FM. You guys, you are doing a great job. Bless you. And I wanted you to know those who are saying Numba must go. To me, no. To me, no. He's a good coach. Ali Nyarenda from Lusaka.
Wow.
Thank you, Ali Nyarenda. Evening soccer pundits. How can Bazo miss in both the All-Stars and the rest? Honestly, so how far? He's the only player who puts in 1,000% in the local league. Can Coach Asanovic exculpate himself, please? Your comments, gentlemen. Soccer fan number 0. Please remember that question. I hope we are writing it down so that we can address it at the appropriate moment. It's a very good question. Evening Flavor Football Show. I just want to tell you my team Power Dynamos should not lose hope in the league. It's still open. This is Sikazwe Pa Wuzalan. Thank you, Sikazwe. This one just says, I'm enjoying the show. This one says, how are you, Pano Laka Apote Dobo Engine Apaso? Me and I had a bad weekend zone. Man U thrashed, Power thrashed, Kitwa United draw, BP Yeka Yeka. Thank you. Bola Ibaba. Good evening, football panelists. Much love for you. My God bless you all and your families. I just want to congratulate my team Kansanshi for the job well done. Indeed, the boys are playing beautiful football. I'm Roy Renard Mutua Junior Wisdom Area Solwezi. Where is Danny? I miss him. Don't worry, he'll be back in not too long. Just keep missing him. You won't miss him once he's here. Good evening, Mr. Mambo and Mr. Tembo Glued. Following live. Congratulations, Zega, for differentiating boys from men on Saturday. Green Eagles, watch out, Kuliba Zega. I'm Shembea Joseph, popularly known as Vashi Manuel Honorable without a constituency within Kitwe Racecourse Township. Work well, all Zesco FC and Blues for life. And remember, we're also live on Facebook and we're also live on YouTube. You can catch us if you want to see us. And today is a real big bonus. But Tembo is he's not wearing in a suit today. He's wearing his Zambia jersey, Copa style.
With
Orange is in orange today.
Orange.
with trainers.
So today is a good one to watch. Evening Wapano. I'm enjoying the show. I've been a regular listener since 2015. It's actually the best show I've ever on the soil. I want to talk about my team Power Dynamos. We played well against Zanaco, but the undoing was missing clear-cut chances from the time Musonda got injured. Front line became reckless. We need to be consistent, and if we are going to finish in the top 4, otherwise the boys are now being separated from the men. All the best, Aba Yellow. Absa, I'm on loan at Red Arrows. Ha! Hala! 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 John Nkweto, Luangwa in Kitwe. Thank you very much, John. From Red Arrows also to Madrid. Good evening, Flava. Well, Alderman, Mr. Charlie, Arthur, I think you should open a consultancy agency on Zambian football to improve our excos and teams. Zesco United should sign Mpo Muo and bring back Kambole next season. Kansanshi beat Zangarewa. Jedediah Maika from Solwezi. Mr. Mambo, Zesco, they have a coach, players, and are playing for the pride of the team. Whether we win the cup, Numba must go. Zulu, Fabian, Pabuchi.
We missed you.
Zulu. Oh, okay.
We missed you, Zulu.
Okay. All right. I've got a few WhatsApps as well, I think. Is it no? Let me just check. We'll come and read Facebook messages as we go. Alderman, are you ready with lower league results?
Oh, yes, I am.
We are just about to hand over to you to tell us what's happening in Division 1 lower league. Okay. Vankana Exco, learn to appreciate Babeston. This time, Ngatuli Muiden. Vasilwimba, please just give Vachambeshi quality players, not at Ama ultimatum. We stand with Babeston. I was with him yesterday. Yeah, I was actually giving him the same message. I was like, some of us, we are behind you. Just keep doing what you're doing. Good evening, football gurus. You make us happy with the way that you analyze matches. Please keep it up. Please assist us with AFCON qualification fixtures. Kenny Jr. from Solwezi and Man City for life. It was not yesterday. It was today, actually. Yeah, today when I was with my person. Good evening, panelists. I'm enjoying the show. Chelsea for life. Kansanshi die hard. Abby from Solwezi. Okay. I've got 1,000 more messages. But at least I've read about 60. I'll come back for the other
940.
for the other. I've got 23 which I haven't read. But let's kick off. Alderman,
Sure.
please, I hand over to you. Give us some of the lower league scores which you have in front of you.
Okay, I'll start with the home. That is Copperbelt Province. Division 1, it was week 3. It was week 23.
Yes.
So, it was Mtondo Stars 1, Chingola Leopards 1, Cobalt Buffaloes 1, Young Power Dynamos 2, Ron United 0, Mfrira United 0, Luansha United 2, Chingola Police Blue Stars 4, Ndola United 2, Young Ghana 1, Mfrira Blackpool 1, Kalush Modern Stars 0, Neokanth 1, Zambezi Portlands 2, Kongola Mine Police 1, Luambe Community 0. Young Changa Rangers 0. Rainbow Rangers 1. That was Cobalt Province. We move on to Northern Province, First Division 1, Week 23 results. It was Mpolokoso United 0, Malalo Police 2, Chishimba Green Eagles 0, Mungu Spurs 1, St. Luke 0, Ndeke 0, Kasama United Youth Academy 3, Page Youth Stars 1, Kasama Zescos Chiefs 0, Mpulungu United 3, Mpulungu Youth versus Tazara Blue Stars. The game was not played because Tazara Blue Stars failed to travel. Mpulungu Haba 0, Ituna 0. Mpanda Youth Academy 1, Kaka 0. Kateshi Coffee Bullets 0, Milima Pirates 1. We move on to Western Province. Where are my papers now? Yes, Western Province, the results panned out as follows. Zesco Shockers 0, Mongo Youth 0. Lukuru Dynamos 1, Yeta 2. Kaoma Town Council 0, Antonio 1. Kalao Flyers 0, Heroes United 2. Katima Border Stars 3, Touch Sports Academy 0. Shangombo United 0, Luena Buffaloes 1. Louis United 0, Senanga United 0. Mwandi Leopards 3, Mayukwa United 0. Katima Flying Stars 0, Nangweshi 3. I'm impressed. Remember, this is a league where we used to register about 4 or 5 unfulfilled fixtures.
Fixtures, yes.
I don't know what could have inspired them now. All of the games were played.
Yeah, that is good. At least there's a fulfillment of fixtures.
And finally, on the... Oh, sorry.
No, you can go ahead.
Okay. Finally, in our lower ranks, is Lusaka Province, First Division 1, Week 25. Airport 1, Lusaka City Council 0. Mississippi Accord 3, Happy Hearts 0. Chirundu 0, Nampundwe 0. National Assembly 4. You should be saying here.
Oh yeah, the parliamentarians.
National Assembly 4, Chiranga United 0. Chainda Bombers 1, Paramilitary 2. Riflemen 0, Atletico Lusaka 0. Young Zanaco 2, Sebo Bulls 2. Shamuel Academy 0. Young Napsa 2. Vector 1. State House 2. So I'm through with the...
Pass, just a quick one.
Yes,
yeah, well done, Alderman Tembo. Just a quick one on Ndola United. Ndola United has been orphaned by Ndola City Council. They have stopped sponsoring Ndola United. And this is a very sad reading because this is a side which has been around for many, many years. Started in the early 60s. And to be orphaned now, I think it makes a very sad reading. I hope that people in Ndola, the businessmen, can come together, map up a strategy, and find ways and means of salvaging this veteran team, Ndola United. It's a side which has produced players which played for the national team for many, many years. So not a good reading for Ndola United.
Well, we did talk to the public relations officer, and she was forced to address a press conference. They have denied categorically that they have abandoned Ndola United. Yeah, I have it on my notes. I thought we were going to talk about it later. Yeah, that's what was reported. But then Ndola City Council, through the public relations manager, quickly rebutted that report.
And just as you were mentioning this,
they are still supporting Ndola United.
Yeah. Just as you were mentioning these results, Alderman, for the lower leagues, coaches must take interest to look at talent, even in the lower leagues, and polish up these players. There is abundant talent, but we don't take time to watch these lower leagues. Moses Mola the late got Kelvin Mutale from Kafiwe, from a little known side.
Yes.
Polished him into a fully fledged striker. Coaches must take interest, watch the lower leagues. Talent is there, but it's actually making them learn the basics and polish them up into brilliant players.
Yeah.
If we can wind up, FAS must make it mandatory for these lower leagues to be reserved for players who are under 18. Yes. That's where we have a serious problem. Much as players clubs which may want to tap talent, you find there are Madaras there already.
Shameo Academy already is making rounds. They are doing very well.
But most of these provincial teams, most of these provincial teams are not strict in as far as the age limit is concerned. They are featuring Madaras who have failed in the Super League. They come to frustrate.
Featuring Avena Arthur.
You see, they're coming to frustrate the kids now. Because these were deliberately reserved for the players between 18, 16, 14 and so on. So that they could have transitioned now.
Yes, this should move side by side with schools football.
But you find there are 33-year-old chaps there.
Yeah.
Because if someone is playing Provincial Division 1 and is 26 years, he's already old. You see that? So,
really, deliberately put in age as a factor. Look at what power dynamo.
These should be developmental leagues. These are developmental
by the age of,
leagues.
I don't know if it's 21 or 22. You cannot be
in young power dynamos.
By then you'll have developed into a football.
Even in Ghana of late also do.
Because if you can't develop at the age of 21, 22 past, then forget about your career in football. It will be very difficult for you to make it.
And if you happen to come up like the way young Green Eagles came up, do you stick to the same policy, or you can bring in?
No, it's different because you're no longer a project. Because young green is no longer a project. So the point is, you make sure whatever you develop, you harvest. That way they won't be promoted into Premiership. Keep them floating in Eden for developmental purposes only.
By the way, young Green Eagles are totally different from the Green Eagles side.
Yes.
It's a different unit altogether. So there is no relationship between. What only brings them is that they have the same sponsor. Okay, but they're different.
Yeah.
They are run by different units.
Okay. So remember that we are live on Facebook. We are live on. Apart from live on Facebook, we are live on YouTube as well. We are broadcasting on 87.7 on the Copperbelt, 96.9 in Lusaka, and 92.1 in Solwezi. Otterman, I had a question just before we move on. There was that Raz question. What is you used to referee under Raz? You've seen what's happening now because you are an ex-official to what's happening on the refereeing scene, and you experienced what happened in the past. What is your view? What is your personal view? A resurrection of Raz would make things more efficient for referees, or the current umbrella of referees under FAS is okay still?
Okay, first and foremost, I want to make it categorically clear that RAS still exists in the current constitution.
Yeah.
Okay? And even when the AGM is called, RAS sends representatives.
Okay.
What has just happened is that
changed?
On the ground, that's where the structures are not in existence.
Yes.
But otherwise, the current constitution still recognizes the existence of RAS, and even when the annual general meetings, there are two representatives. Even the current executive, which came into office, the two RAS officials participated in voting.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, FAS has decentralized, and referees are now being organized, just like any other organs, are being organized at a lower level. Are they organized in the way Raz did it? The answer is no. Is there room for improvement? The answer is yes. So stakeholders should continue consulting. What is important is to improve the performance of our referees so that we have fewer and fewer complaints.
Okay.
So that's what I can say.
All right. Let me just, before we go into Eden University, I have Division 2 copper belt in front of me. Binel 2, Ingwe 4, Kalulushi Zebras 2, Impala 2, Chimwemwe Chiefs 0, Misenshi Blue Stars 0, Muflira Police and Chilabombwe Sundowns was not played. Chifubu Bullets 0, Police Blue Eagles 0, Quattro Kitwe 1, Chambeshi Youth 0, Zesco Red Phase 1, Score Rangers 1, Tagagan Snipers 2, Zamtan Celtic 1, Young Wanderers 2, and Young Forest Rangers 0. Top 4 in Division 2, Chifubu Bullets lead on 38 points, Police Blue Eagles 37 points, Quattro Kitwe 36 points, and Score Rangers 34 points. Good to see Score Rangers having come up 2 seasons ago. They were in Division 4. Now they at least they're competitive in the top 4.
Old team that just disappeared.
Yes,
it's back now.
in Division 2. And mathematically very easy for them to find themselves back in Division 1, but they just have to do the work if that is to happen.
I know we have already passed Cobalt Province Division 1.
Yes.
But there's one point which I wanted us to look at. Mtondo has been dislodged from the top.
Yes, they have actually. I saw that.
Chimbola Police.
Yes.
I want to watch this team.
Actually, yes.
Oh,
Yeah, the young brother to kill.
the young brother.
The way
the
the
The one who was at Zesco.
No, it wasn't in Changa Rangers.
Oh yeah.
The one who
Oh,
played
yeah, yeah.
Gavina Ronaldinho. That
Oh,
was,
okay, okay.
Was that under 20? Gavina, what's his
we actually have Chingola Blue Stars on 42 points, Mutondo Stars 41 points, Ndola United 40 points, and Rainbow Rangers on 33 points. So
Getting
it's
exciting.
hot.
Yeah,
It's-
there's a time when I had a chat with Zedi Silent. I even warned him to say that watch out for Chingola Police. They are playing attractive football. They were actually on their heels for quite some time until now.
They've been consistent. Actually.
Very, very consistent. So
And just look at their margins, huh?
I think
4-0, like the past result.
Yeah.
we need to give them credit for mounting up a challenge. And for Mutondo,
Yeah.
it's not yet over. They need to work hard, regroup. Otherwise, it's a fierce battle as games even become fewer now.
I must
actually-
spare time and watch.
Chingola Police Blue Stars.
Watch them. They are brilliant side.
Yes. Oh, you've watched them in
They are
Chingola.
brilliant number.
Yeah, I've been watching Mutondo,
Number 3.
but I think I have to spare time and watch Chingola Police. Chingola Police Blue Stars.
Yes. And Mutondo had a comfortable lead as at a month ago.
Yeah, but you see,
But the
draws.
Yes.
They drew again. The
Yes.
result I announced. Yeah, they need to put their
And I think Blue Stars won 4-0.
4-2.
foot on.
4-2.
They need to put
4-2.
their foot on the pedal.
Yeah. All right. So we can move to the Eden University National League. Charlie,
Okay.
kindly give us the results for the Eden University. Perhaps you can give us the today's weekend results plus games played today.
Okay, not a problem. Eden University fixtures 26. Luapula Green Eagles 1, Trident 0. Mufwila Wanderers 2, Lumwana 1. Zesco Malite Rangers 1, Young Green Buffaloes 0. Police College 1, Jumulo 2. Kitwe United 0, FC Muza 0. Young Green Eagles 5, Quattro Kalumbira 1. City of Lusaka 1, Kavo Youth Soccer Academy 0. Napster Stars 2, Nchanga Rangers 3. Goms 1, Livingstone Pirates 0. Then there were games today. Fixture 27. Just a few games were played today. Other games are coming up tomorrow. Today we had FC Muza 0, Zesco Malite Rangers 0. Jumulo 2, Young Green Eagles 0. City of Lusaka 1, Livingstone Pirates 1. It was the other way around, played on a waterlogged pitch.
Yeah.
Livingstone Pirates 1, City of Lusaka 1. And tomorrow we have games coming up. Trident up against Wanderers. And of course Lumana involved in the APSA. Quattro, Karumbira, NAPSA. This game postponed. Kabwe Soccer Academy will take on Kitwe United. And Changa Rangers will play host to Goms.
Okay. What, starting with you, Bachali, as from the results you've read, what caught your eye over the weekend?
From these games,
Or from the, not over the weekend and today?
okay.
Yeah.
I would single out the Mfira Wanderers Lumwana Radiance game,
Yes.
which was played at Shinde, top of the bill fixture for obvious reasons. Wanderers are chasing for one of the slots on the top 4. Lumwana Radiance trying to cement their position at the top, but they couldn't hold on to any resistance up against resurgent Mfira Wanderers. Wanderers, of course, collecting maximum points, and we should give them credit because beating a team on position number 2 was no mean achievement. But for Lumwana, they will have to regroup and see what can be done in their next game. For today's games, I single out the City of Lusaka Livingstone Pirates game. The state of Maramba Stadium.
Yes.
I think this stadium not worth for an Eden University match, but however this pitch has been past feet, but a lot of work needs to be done on this Maramba Stadium in Livingstone from the tourist capital, but not too good. For City of Lusaka, I think out of the picture now, they have been dropping points. They had a last-minute gasp scoring in their previous game, scored in the 90th minute, and today another draw, not too good. But for Livingstone Pirates, also, battle for survival continues.
Yeah. All right. So, Arthur, what caught your eye from the Eden University this weekend, or this weekend or today?
I think I looked at the Green Eagles game.
Yeah.
If you look at a true champion, you have to look at the recovery. After losing to Nchanga Rangers, they still go on and beat another team 5. That is not easy in football.
But you go again and it lose 2-0.
After the 5.
Is that a mark of a champion?
No. For me, I've got confidence going forward. I mean, just scoring 5 goals, Elderman, with the average players that we have currently in the country, it's a very good bonus. Because mostly the best people would go is 3. But if you see a team going above 4 and scoring 5, for me that's a very, very big bonus. The quality of and the standard of play, of course, is very worrying. Yes, and like Edelman is saying, from winning 5-1 to losing to Pirates or Police College or Jumuro later on, it's those funny dynamics. There's a lot of inconsistency, of course, but for me, it just gives me a lot of joy to see. We have a problem with scoring. So if we can have someone score 5 goals in one particular game, I mean, I think that's they deserve a bit of a pat on the back, even if they're going to lose the next game. Sadly,
Ottoman.
Well, thank you. Well, I know Achadi has talked about Mfira Wanderers. I just wanted to add a little since he was there. Yes. Game we covered.
And before you you add, I was speaking to soccer fan number 1 for Mfira Wanderers, but Chris, he was like, no, just ask Odaman how the boys are playing. Ask him, he'll tell you.
He came, came, and the number of people from Kidway. No, but Chris was right. Flava Wanderers is a completely rejuvenated side.
Uh-huh.
They are playing very good football. When you hear it from me, mark my word. I don't just praise for the sake of it. I've watched football for many years. Flava Wanderers are playing purposefully, very disciplined. You can even see that they are playing according to instructions. They just have to improve a bit in the final third. I could not believe that it was Lumwana they were toying around. You know, it could have been even 4-0. Yeah, but again, they were a bit guilty in the final third. They have fantastic players, more especially the midfield. They are playing very good football. Unfortunately, in the second half, one defender was overzealous, double-edged range, red card. That's how.
Yes.
And lucky enough, they had already scored 2 goals. That's when they just regrouped to compact. And obviously, Lumwana, coached by a very experienced coach, Bilton, he made changes also to apply pressure. That's how they got one back.
Yes.
But please, we have said it time and again, and this is one of our responsibilities. There is no juju in football. Let us remove that from our players.
Uh-huh.
It's sad, Papias. Week in, week out, we keep on seeing these things. Lumwana had to enter the stadium in reverse. How does that help you to win?
Uh-huh.
They're waiting in
Imagine
instructions.
that.
They're waiting in
then-
instructions.
Here we are
And you
saying
still
on
like
the
Flava Wanderers, boys, as usual, they had the bottles with the, I don't know what was inside. They started pouring it
Polisi
on
mbishaba
the
no
northern
wanga.
goalpost.
Only holy water.
I don't know whether they get holy water. People will just be making money out of them. These things we have said time and be professional. Be professional. Just go there and play football.
You drive in reverse and you still lose.
Imagine.
So what's the point?
What's the was the point?
Better off just driving
So
in
what
right
is
lane.
the point?
Yeah.
I think we should
And you still do it again next time, huh?
Yeah. No, as long as I have an opportunity like this one, I will keep mounting a campaign against belief that this juju thing works in.
And
it's sad.
And it's very sad.
And the game was on TV. You know, such things are covered, and you can imagine.
And you
It's
find that
not-
people don't want to let the football speak.
Yeah,
and you find even educated people are involved in that.
that's
Yeah.
a problem.
That's
Christian.
And obviously,
Educated plus Christian.
Christian.
whatever is contained that bottle is not obtained cheaply.
Uh-huh.
Somebody is making money out of
Yes.
people's ignorance.
And they're
Let's
also
face
making
it.
money.
You know. So
So if you drive in reverse and you still lose, you say, might had better juju than that.
other
So
teams
they'll
they are
still-
traveling
they'll
with the
still
sangoma in the name of a pastor. They have a shinganga in the. Come on, just prepare well, practically, tactically, technically, and then you go and do battle. That's what
Yeah.
it is. You know. Anyway, I was carried away. I thought we should talk about that, but my game, I think. Let me praise Jumulo. 2 wins in a trot, and obviously it shows declaration of intent. This is a team which has a number of their good players.
Not that they were playing police college.
Everyone beats police.
Okay, but today, yeah, not that.
Not that they were playing police
Not-
college.
no.
I mean, can you trust Jumulo?
Because of
Can we
beating-
honestly
so,
say
Young Green
yes,
Eagles is
eh.
is a big side.
eh,
Yeah, okay. And Arthur and I actually have been there to watch them. We said they just lack a bit of experience because most of their good players have been loaned
yes.
to. We don't know what policy they have. It's their decision. Most of their good players have been loaned to mainly Super League clubs. But even with the material that they have, they are able to deliver on their day. But there is a bit of inconsistency. Let's see what they will do next, because they have had 2 wins in a trot now. And okay, when they beat Police College, one would have said, who doesn't beat Police College? But today, they beat
Young Green Eagles.
Young Green Eagles.
Yeah, well, 2-0 for that matter. That is convincing. We could say it's a declaration of intent.
Yes.
Is it too late? Are they the contenders for one of the slots? Yes, it's still open. All teams are chasing 21 points now to go.
Yes.
Yeah, if I'm right, it's 21 points, and 21 points can change a lot of things.
Yeah.
One other game, very, very important to pass, the NAPSA Nchanga Rangers game. This was another potential banana skin. And
Christian Said at it again.
And NAPSA Stars losing grip a little bit. At one point, they were leading 2-0 against Nchanga Rangers. They came back, scored wonderful goals, and Nchanga Rangers emerging winners at the end of the day. These are precious 3 points, which will take them
Back
closer to the top 4. But for NAPSA Stars, Perry, he must be having sleepless nights.
Nchanga were almost cementing. They're already in the top 4.
Yes.
They got into the top 4.
Nchanga in the top 4.
Yes.
They got into the top 4 when they beat Young Green Eagles.
Yes, I'm saying they are surging to the top now.
Yeah.
Rangers are surging.
NAPSA back to back.
Yes, yeah, surging to the top.
Yeah.
But for Perry, was it Perry, the coach for NAPSA Stars? Perry Mutapa, he must be having sleepless nights now, because towards the end it's going to get very, very hot. But a famous win for Nchanga Rangers, 3 precious points, which should actually bring jubilation for now for Nchanga Rangers.
And the problem with going up, it's very easy to come down. Gravity is a very bad thing.
Yes.
So gravity has been pulling NAPSA Stars down, and at the expense of I'll honestly say the form of Nchanga Rangers, Young Green Eagles, and Mufulira Wanderers has been, I'll say, scintillating. The form has been with great intent to get into the top 4, and the last 4 weeks or so, they have proved that either one of them or 2 of them, of these 3 teams I've mentioned, will be in the top 4 at the end of it all.
I'm observing something.
Yes.
I'm actually very interested in the Musa game tomorrow. After drawing.
Musa played today.
Musa played today.
They drew.
They have lost 2 games in a row.
They
dropping 4 points.
So
and with they drew with Malaiti, who beat them first time around.
So for me, trust me, I'm seeing Mighty and Nchanga Rangers cementing their position in top 4. I'm very worried for Musa, because Musa's got a game against Nchanga Rangers, and with the current form of Nchanga Rangers, I see them losing against Nchanga Rangers. I don't know about my way Mighty has a game against them as well. Yeah. So for me, I'm seeing a bit of
changes.
I'll have to go through the fixture again to see the upcoming. I think next week we'll list the upcoming fixtures of the top 6.
Yes.
I think, because I think now we can separate. Okay, I would say confidently, I would say the teams with 40, the number 7 and number 1 are separated by 10 points.
1 up to 5 is solid.
I think 1
up to 5.
I would let me give
5 is solid.
1 up to 6.
5.
1 up to 6 is. Because in Mufulira
Wanderers also.
Yes,
there
are only 3 points off.
Include Jumula as well.
Top 4.
Even Jumulo.
Yes, include Jumula as well.
But that's why I wanted to say 1 up to 7 to include Jumulo, because all the teams from number 8 going down, personally, I don't know about you gentlemen, but personally, I don't trust them. They have bad form, seesaw form, at least the ones from Jumulo going up.
Yeah.
Yes.
With the maybe putting a slight trust in Jumulo, they at least are trying to perform. But City of Lusaka, Trident, Gomes, Kitwe United,
a big letdown, huh?
Young Green Buffaloes, Zesco Malaiti, Luapula Green Eagles have mentioned up to number 14.
Yeah, these have run out of fuel.
Yes, then you can't trust them unless one of them tries to do like Gomes. If they can do another 4-game winning streak, maybe.
But Gomes has lost.
But Gomes seems to have lost it in the last 3 weeks. I was praising them so much,
afternoon they won.
but they won today.
They won't do that.
Yeah, so
That's Gomes for you.
yes.
No,
Playing
Gomes are
Rangers
good.
tomorrow.
Playing Rangers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
So-
don't
so
see them
Gomes
winning
are
in
playing
the,
Rangers.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
yes,
I
Gomes
don't
are-
see them
Gomes are
winning
playing
in
tomorrow.
Nchanga.
Yeah.
I don't see them coming with a point at Nchanga.
Yeah, things are
But
bad.
they can be spoilers.
They can be spoilers.
We'll see it tomorrow.
No, okay.
Nchanga is now a Lions den.
But in Changa, they are playing well.
Very.
4 out of 5 of 4 out of the
Christian
last
Saile
5.
is in form.
Lions
Flava
den.
Wanderers, 4 out of the last 5. Christian Saile, like you said,
Yes.
is now.
He's now gotten the 14
the
mark.
yes,
14
exactly.
goals.
Yeah.
Where he's caught up with the Miguel.
Yes. So, can we have the fixtures for tomorrow?
Fixtures for tomorrow. We're talking about Trident up against Mfwira Wanderers.
Another loss for
Talking
Trident.
about Nchanga Rangers hosting Gomes. Cabo Youth Soccer Academy hosting Troubled Kitwe United. Those for the rest are into the APSA. Talk about Lumwana and NAPSA Stars.
Yeah. All right. Very, very quickly, Alderman, anything from there you see as is a potential is the fixture which you think is a very good fixture to
All eyes
To
will
view.
be say at Nchanga Rangers.
at Nchanga
They
Rangers
maintain
to
the
see if they can
consistency.
be
And they
consistent.
cementing the. If they win tomorrow, it means they will have cemented their top. They have 43 points.
43 points.
Yeah.
They'll be chasing
They'll go to
NAPSA now.
56, which means they will put a lot of pressure on NAPSA. You know?
And
like Arthur said, teams like Musa must start getting worried
Very
also.
worried.
You know?
they shouldn't relax
Yeah.
at the top there.
Especially when they play teams that are in the top 6.
Yeah. So top 4 is only separated
And
with,
also-
with 7 points. That's 2 games. And
also
the
Karumbira
gravity
Trust,
has pulled you.
Trident lost to.
No, Trident has actually been very disappointing.
They,
Because,
they,
I mean,
they lost
remember,
to
they should be in
Liverpool
the top
Green
4.
Eagles.
And
They were in top 4
Can
for
they
a long
spoil
time.
the party for
Tomorrow,
Wanderers?
it's Trident Muflira Wanderers. Arthur.
you see?
No, if
That's
you look
it.
at current form, trust me, with current form, I don't expect player Wanderers to lose, even a draw.
Yeah.
And if you look at current form again
I agree with that.
on Trident are playing very badly. Yeah, I think even themselves have lost confidence in themselves. Come on, confidence now. I mean, they were in the top 4 comfortably. Now they're chasing.
Trident form. Imagine 1 win out of the last 5, 3 losses and a draw.
Very bad.
That is terrible form.
Although at home-
but Charlie,
Yeah. Surprise. Some fair Wanderers has to be alert.
what are you looking at tomorrow?
Tomorrow, let's see what Rangers has on their plate.
Yes.
I'm sure Gomes, they will have a torrid time, but football being what it is, you never know. But the result is tilting towards Nchanga Rangers because of their current form. They've been playing some attractive football. Out of the last 5 games, they've won 4 on the trot. So teams must look out for Nchanga Rangers.
Nchanga Rangers. Okay. Let's just now go to the MTN Zambian Super League and see what happened over the weekend there. Or just quickly, the top scorers, the top 8 top scorers in the Eden University. Christian Saile finally reaching the 14 goal mark, which Miguel Pedro left. Formerly of Trident, now at Zesco. So 14-14, the first 2. Andrew Piri from FC Musa with 11. Emmanuel Kalala from City of Lusaka, 11. Kasusu Josfat from Lumwana, 8. Wilson Chisala from Gomes, 7. Mulea Mandra, 7. And Kapem Wamsonda, he is also on 7 goals from NAPSA Stars. Okay, so
Well, I'm sure Mr. A.J. Zimba, the one who sent you that message, our veteran
Yes.
retired referee, is happy, and he was saying the Eden University is now become more exciting than even the
it's
Super
more
League.
exciting actually than the Super League, to tell the truth. Okay, so I think, since they're right in front of me, let me just quickly run down the results which were there over the weekend. Zesco United 2, Konkola Blades 0, Nkwazi 2, Lusaka Dynamos 2, Red Arrows 3, and Buildcon 1, Nkana FC 2, and Kafua Celtic 0, Kansanshi Dynamos 1, GBFC 0, Indeni 0, Green Eagles 0, Kabwe Warriors 1, and Forest Rangers 1, Chambishi 2, and Prison Leopards 0. And Sunday, Zanaco FC just slightly managing to beat Power Dynamos.
Just
1.
say Power lost.
Slightly, what slightly?
Slightly what?
Zanaco 2, Power 1.
Thank you.
Infa ni infa.
Dead is dead.
Dead is dead.
Dead is dead.
Okay, Arthur, starting with you. Results that caught your eye this weekend.
Wow. Of course, Zesco is interesting. I won't really focus on Zesco. I'll look at the Chambeshi game. I'll look at the Chambeshi game.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that 2-0 is giving them hope or is just going to keep them smiling. Because I remember the teams that have actually been in the Premiership. I think Quito United never won a single game the last time they were in the Premiership. So for me, this is
they beat Power Dynamos.
No, they did.
They beat Nkana at one point.
They beat Nkana, they beat Dynamos.
It's Blackpool.
The team that has that record
Mufulira
is
Blackpool.
Mufulira Blackpool.
Yeah, if you have teams, my apologies. You have teams like Blackpool came into the Premiership and they didn't win a single game. So for me, this Chambeshi, the 2-0, because 2-0 is a good result, meaning it was a proper and outright win. 1-0, 1-1, 2-1 is a bit of a challenge, but 2-0 shows you that they were in control through and through. So for me, it's never too late, Pius. You never know. It could be resurgence. So I'm hoping they are coming alive, and the 3 points will just give them a bit of boost, and you never know what happens in football.
Well, Charlie,
My pick.
what results? Did you view had great impression on you?
The team that had great impression on me was the Cabo Warriors Forest Rangers game. Why do I say so? Warriors, of course, is a team perhaps many may say with the third largest following in the country.
Right.
Wanderers, is it Nkana Wanderers, then magnificent Cabo Warriors. But I'm more interested with the Forest Rangers side. This is a side which represented the country not too long ago. And for them to get down the pecking order, it's a little bit worrying. They have tried to change coaches, tried to change leadership in terms of the chairman. They had a bereavement where they lost the vice president of the club. But things are not happening on the pitch for Forest Rangers. It's a little bit worrying. Not too long ago, they hosted teams dotted around Africa, and to start wallowing in relegation waters, a little bit worrying. But for Warriors, again, very, very inconsistent. This is another side which represented the country. They have tried to change coaches, but results are not changing.
Yeah.
It caught my eyes.
Alderman.
Well, I was at Chirata with Arthur and Patrick. Obviously, eyes were focused on based on what result
was going to come out of this.
After what had happened, you know. Nkana had not won, I think, in about 4 games. Getting frustrated, perhaps that's what even brought the so-called
ultimatums.
Yeah. So Nkana responded. The landlord was on the score sheet after a long time, and you could see how he was lifted by the fans. They were very excited.
There's love for the landlord.
I tell you.
He scored what is called a full way.
He was actually gifted.
It was a gift pass. Even you would score that one.
Huge mistake by the Kafua Celtic.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but that's a game where Malunga came to the party. That goalkeeper is mature.
No, brilliant goalkeeper.
I'm happy that the national team now
have recognized him.
Yeah.
Brilliant
You see, the boy came to the party.
You're happy
because
your favorite-
because Celtic came to play.
My elder man will tell you,
Yeah.
if Celtic had scored first, Nkana would not even
Yes.
recover.
Three
The
sure
standard
goals
of play,
that,
the standard of play by Kafio
that
Celtic
Kelvin
is-
Malunga saved. 3 clear goals. Because the boys were reaching. You know how they are. You know, the Kangwanda.
I remember how you used to complain about the goalkeeping department last year
Now,
No, it's sorted.
Yeah, Tingani.
that
No, it's
one,
sorted.
with
Right.
your what the Zimbabwean goalkeeper. What was his?
Moyo.
Yeah.
Headaches.
Moyo used to be found taking photos.
Yes.
Yeah, but another player who came to the party was much talked about Chulu.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
he overlapped and the one who even created
the second
goal.
goal, yeah.
Second goal. Overall, I think it was a good win for Nkana. It was convincing. But obviously, Kafio Celtic, I don't know why they are dropping passes. I think lack of experience.
Oh,
Those
they are
boys,
brilliant.
at
I
least
think
they-
the age thing, because I noticed, I think most of them are below 25.
Yeah.
I
I
think
think
they
they need to blend them with
Yeah.
some mature
Brilliant,
legs there.
brilliant performance.
Uh-huh.
They are you can watch them every weekend. Tule bakunga kwa batiko bali once.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
no,
They are enterprising.
they are a good
Very
side.
enterprising.
Full of
I want them. I would like to see them survive.
full of energy.
I
Yeah.
would like to see them survive.
Yeah.
They are brilliant.
So far, they're the top of the top 4 at the bottom. So I mean,
Yeah, but
2
also-
points from safety. They can make it.
But my, I think the other prison leopards are not doing so well this season. They may start fighting relegation together with the Inden. If you look at the performance of those two, they have been on a free fall situation.
Yes.
You know, we know Kansanshi is fighting relegation, but to lose 2-0,
Chambeshi.
Tigers to lose 2-0 to Chambeshi, I think that was unexpected. It's getting tricky. Look at where prison leopards are. It's not safe now. In then where they are, it's not safe. So even those teams which are in the relegation zone, they are separated by 2 points. I was looking at them very, very critically. They can all survive, and the other 4 can all come in with the next 21 points coming. So it's very, very tricky.
21 points pass is a lot.
Look
huh?
at what is there. One win. Where would it take those teams in the relegation?
Yeah.
It's out.
Just one win.
Pass
That's one.
the other set of game I can
And that's
talk
how
about.
Nkana, sorry, Bacha.
No
And that's how
problem.
Nkana survived last time. Last minute they got out of the
Out of the relegation.
relegation and put one team in it.
Because
You know, so it's very, very tricky.
But Charlie,
Yeah, let's give credit where it is due. Kansanshi Dynamos.
you know,
Yes.
but-
In one player, just
but Charlie,
Yes.
I was just about to even ask you to give me analysis on your view of Kansanshi, their the business they did in the market, because I was trying to analyze the best form teams in the country, and the 4 best form teams actually the best 2 form teams in the country are Green Eagles and Kansanshi.
Yes.
precisely
4
so.
wins and a draw. On that one they are
Kansanshi
they are floating.
was almost going into relegation.
Yes.
They were a notch above relegation.
Yeah.
Let's give credit where it is due. One,
Yes.
their management made a decision to take out Tenant Chilumba. They brought in Boyd Mulwanda from Buildcon. Yeah, Buildcon, former player for City of Lusaka, very cool. He has steadied the ship. And Kansanshi did very good business in bringing in Jesse Were, who brought in leadership qualities as a veteran player. He's doing it for them, and it's paying off very well. And slowly they are getting into safe waters.
Bruce
So,
Musakanya also is.
yeah, Bruce Musakanya is there also. So let's give credit to Kansanshi Dynamos. They got it right.
Yeah.
And slowly they are swimming out of relegation. But it's not yet over until it's over. But they are moving in the right direction.
Yeah,
but for the Nyanta boys,
Charlie, this I can tell you.
yes.
Kansanshi cannot be associated with the relegation at this stage.
Yes.
They are 10 points clear.
Yeah,
of
this
the-
is what I'm
10
saying.
points very clear.
Exactly
Of-
what
That's
I'm
already
saying.
they,
3
can,
games.
they can afford
This
to
is
lose
what
3
I'm
games.
They
saying.
can afford to lose the 3 in a row. And looking at that form.
Exactly
that
what
is
I'm
far,
saying.
That is far from happening.
Exactly what Chris is about.
Yes. This is exactly what I'm saying.
No, it's not exactly. Because the difference is that in my case, I don't think they can even talk of relegation now. Look at where they are. Another 3 points. They're already chasing top 4. Am I right?
Another 3 points, there will be 2 points behind top 4.
Exactly. That's what I mean. So with a team with such a form, cannot be even talking of.
But I never talked about relegation. I'm saying they are moving in the right direction. They are going towards the top. That's what
No,
I
you
said.
say they should be.
No.
You didn't mention relegation.
You didn't
that's
mark
why
my words.
You
Mark
did
my
mention
words.
relegation. That's what
Yes.
attracted.
No, mark my words properly.
My interjection.
Mark my words properly.
Kansanshi are gone.
At least now they.
Boyd Mulwanda, virtually known, but is performing.
Okay, all right. So I think we had
You're
some.
not talking about Zesco pass.
But you
Again,
covered-
we
no,
give.
but you talked about it. You're the one who started. You even said, "Well, Zesco." But anyway,
But I think
yeah?
Red Arrows.
but what we should mention
They are
is that
keeping the gap.
Yeah.
Consistent.
Zesco had to wait until 80th minute to score. He really struggled against Concola Blades.
Yes.
Yeah, it was in the
Both
80th
goals
minute,
Blades.
and but anyway, what is important is to.
But again,
Get maximum
it's a worrying thing. Pass. Even if they play the top 4, probably even win the league, they'll still be very bad representatives.
Who's
Sadly.
Zesco?
Yes, any team right now.
Anyway, we don't know what business teams will do
Yes.
after
it,
so that can
it
be
could
made
also depend on
another-
on business done.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for them to do business pass.
Mhm.
They've already been doing very bad business.
Yeah, but anyway, you don't know. You
So
don't know who they can
maybe,
bring.
maybe Zesco will be an exception. Maybe.
Yeah.
But otherwise, trust me.
Perhaps.
All the teams
and
have
we'll
been
see
doing,
perhaps Red Arrows as well. I think for me, though I had mentioned it to you gentlemen outside the show, what I thought was interesting was the loss of Power Dynamos to Zanaco, because Power Dynamos, I think, should also look at it this way. If you can lose to Zanaco, you've seen the Zanaco performances in Africa. If you want to play if you want to get into the top 4 and compete in Africa, you gauge yourself against Zanaco and how they are being beaten. So if Zanaco can come and play, you play Zanaco and they beat you, then you can gauge and see, okay, if we are being beaten by teams like Zanaco, that is where we are. As far as how good we are today, if they had to throw us into African competition, almost the same thing would happen.
Yeah, but Pass, what you need to understand is that
Yes.
it's the same bad players that were almost relegated. Let's not expect too much from Power Dynamos. We'll get headaches. You understand my point? What has changed about Power Dynamos? Nothing.
Yeah, but
So-
I want to agree with your Pius.
When all is said
Moses
and done,
Piri was been
when all is said
restricted
and-
in Africa.
when all is said and done, Pius, very little has changed at Power Dynamos. The biggest change at Power Dynamos has been their coach. So, on paper, even probably practically, Zanaco is still better than Power Dynamos. So that loss is not a surprise loss. It's a replication of what is on the ground.
The only thing
Yeah.
which I'm
So if
also
we're gonna-
bringing in here is Power Dynamos are 2 points off top 4. The intent of Power Dynamos, if you hear any supporter, any ex-core member, they will tell you that their intention is top 4.
What
So,
Papas, what have they done to warrant that?
When you play teams like Zanaco who are playing in Africa at the moment, it's a good gauge for you to see just how good you are.
Exactly, and I get your point.
They need, so now Power Dynamos know how good they are. So if they end in the top 4, if they don't strengthen, Zanaco formula they'll be hammered in Africa,
Yeah.
and it won't even be. I mean,
For me, Pius, the Exco at Zesco and at Power Dynamos and the fans at Power Dynamos must be grateful to with their current position.
of course,
Yeah,
yes,
they must be very, very grateful. And it's saddening sometimes to see my fans bench insulting Exco. Nothing has changed much. when it comes to material.
And in that same game, we saw one beautiful goal scored by Kennedy Musonda.
Yes.
One of the best goals of contenders of the goal for the season. He scored a scorcher. And they lost out in terms of two defensive errors.
And
Two defensive errors
they
by
also-
Power
the-
Dynamos.
The goal which was also scored by Akim Mumba was another marvel.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful goal. But let me say this, and this is not the first time I'm saying it. This power side which we have today is better than any other side we have had in the past 4 years. Statistics don't lie. This is the only time power has come to getting closer to the top 4 in the past 4 years. Look at the statistics if I'm right.
Statistically, I think you are right.
Right. And
But,
you see, I said it 2 weeks ago.
But materially,
Material, yeah. But I said it 2 weeks ago. But this year, Power have a good chance of playing continental football. Look, they're not conceding so many goals. When they have a chance, they are scoring, and they are playing as a unit. We are not to our expectation, of course. I want to agree with Arthur. They need to do much better. But looking at this Power side, Pius, you should not be surprised if they post 2-3 wins and find themselves in top 4. The only thing they lack is in the final third. How I wished that they taken Jesse Were. I
thought about that earlier in the week. I was like, if
told
only that we had
himself.
got Jesse
I'm told
Were.
Were offered himself at Power, and there were issues.
Money.
You see, one decision can change everything. Kansanshi are where they are today because of the maturity of we know football is a team game, but like
Exceptional talent.
Patrick
Individual
said,
brilliance matters sometimes.
individual brilliance, where he has brought stability, he has brought belief in the youngsters. 5 goals in the second round, January window, is not a joke. There's some players who started
The whole season.
they have not scored 4, but he's already scored 5 crucial goals and 2 assists. You see, so sometimes the decisions that managements make, if Power had made good business in the January window, they are creating chances, but just to put the ball behind the net, that's where they thought by bringing Brian Miller they had sorted it out. But
And they need to
Pass, what's your take on Brian Miller?
Brian Wheeler.
Yeah. I think 10 games now.
I mentioned it last week. I believe he's a good player, and I just feel he's a little. He's okay. For example, the few games
he's still lonely.
Yes, he's not getting the service he requires. And should I say, Power Dynamos is not using him to his strength. So it's like sometimes when you watch him, he's like a bit lost in the game. Then
but Pius, there I would differ with you. He's a professional. He needs to adjust. How has Were settled in Kansanshi?
Yes, that's what I'm. That's exactly.
He needs to look at the strengths and weaknesses of.
Yes, but what I mean is exactly. He's taking a while to adapt.
Yes.
He needs to find. Make his presence felt.
Who's going
He
to be
just
waiting
has
for
to
him?
find the scoring boots. That's all.
Yeah.
He just has to
Who's
find
going
the
to be waiting for him?
I mean, I was disappointed to see. Okay, when I say use him to his strengths, like last week's game, I was disappointed to see that he only had one real chance given to him. The other one, which I saw, it was more like a rebound, which he took on. But one real chance given to you the whole game as a striker, I feel is not good enough. Yes, he tried to do the running here, there. Sometimes you can fault the player, but sometimes
you understand that.
And I mentioned there were 3 clear chances he was open.
Yes.
But players decided to make other decisions. Clear.
So you understand the point that Power needs a clinical midfielder.
That one is a given.
Yeah, they don't have
That one is a given.
So you for players like Brian Miller to actually maybe shine, they need someone to deliver for them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We gave an example last week of he seems to be more like a Festus Mbewe kind of player.
Yeah.
He gets another player where he plays with in a good combination. He can be very lethal. There's a reason why he was called to the national team. It's not because he's useless or something. There's something there.
There's something in
it's
him.
just something needs to be pulled out.
Still talking about Power Dynamo's pass, there was a disallowed goal scored by Mulambia.
Oh yes,
and then there was a question
disallowed
from the messages. Maybe let's pick Mr. Alderman's thought on that disallowed goal, which was deemed as an offside, but Mulambia was onside.
It was a mistake by the officials.
Okay.
The goal should have stood.
Yes.
Straightforward.
So Power got robbed.
Yes. Power got robbed in
What
that
about-
game.
But they also scored. They were also given a penalty from the same situation where Ngwenya was tackled completely outside the penalty. The ball was taken to the box. So this football sometimes you benefit, sometimes
You don't.
But talking about that, I think it's the same story with Obashi at Tinkana. He's failed also to settle in that team. Apart from the penalty that he scored against Zesco, he's failed to come to the party. Of late, he doesn't even start.
I feel sometimes I don't know. Maybe it's not a coach who sanctioned his buying. Because if you're going to bring in a player and sign him on as a coach, but based on, he must have had a plan for him to start with, because that is wasting resources. Already you are struggling as a club financially, then you bring in someone you got no plan for. That is very sad. So either he was imposed on the coach, or it's just money wasted.
Yeah.
Because he's not coming to develop his talent. He's already an accomplished player. So either you have a plan for him or not.
Okay, so the league reads like this. Lusaka Dynamo sit at the bottom of the league with 24 points, 18th position, 17th Konkola Blades 24 points, Shambishi 16th position, 25 points, Kafua Celtic 15, 25 points, Indeni 14, 27 points, Prison Leopards 13, 30 points, Forest Rangers 32 points at number 12, number 11 Nkwazi 33 points, 10 Cabo Warriors 33 points, Zanako 9, 34 points, Kansanshi 8, 35 points, Buildcon 7, 38 points, Power Dynamos 6, 38 points, Green Buffaloes 5, 38 points, and Nkana top 4, number 4, 40 points, Green Eagles 3, 46 points, number 2 Zesco 47 points, and Red Arrows are number 1 with 52 points. Before we go over, Charlie, Red Arrows, can they go all the way?
That's a tricky question. I would talk about it more holistically if we look at the coming up fixtures. So from 34, the last 8 fixtures which they will play, it will determine which teams they will play against. Okay, it will give us a better picture. Going all the way, I'll be very, very honest with you. A little bit tricky, but in terms of percentage, I would give Red Arrows, I think, a 65% chance of bagging this title. But it will depend on the upcoming 8 fixtures. Who is Red Arrows playing against? If they'll be playing teams in the top 4, again, it will be tricky. I think they have one game against, is it Green Eagles? They will try and they have one game against Power Dynamos. They will keep cancelling out each other. Yeah, football is one on the pitch. That is point number 1 pass. Point number 2, you can only know your fate. I would give you the Champions League game yesterday, Liverpool, Inter, will come to that. But Inter were almost reversing that until that red card for Sanchez, this is what helped Liverpool a little bit.
Which is also part of football.
Yeah. So for Red Arrows, little bit tricky to tell, but they have a very, very huge opportunity of bagging this league title.
All right, best defense in the country is Green Eagles. They've only conceded 16 goals, and they have not conceded more than 2 goals in a match. And the best attack in the country is Red Arrows and also Green Buffaloes. I think if we include Friday Samuel's exploits as well, they've both scored 38 goals each at the moment. So, form, I mentioned the best form teams in the country are Green Eagles and Kansanshi Dynamos. In the Eden University, it is the Eden University is Buflira Wanderers and Nchanga Rangers. Yeah, so it'll be interesting as we go into the next round of matches. ABSA Cup, perhaps. Oh, let me just give the top scorers in the MTN Super League. Friday Samu still tops the league with 14 goals. Ricky Banda, Red Arrows, 11 goals. Albert Kangwanda, Kafio Celtic, 11 goals. I'll be interested in the report from Alderman how he played today. Moses Piri, 9 goals. Jimmy Njovu, 9 goals. Alex Ngonga, 9 goals. John Chingandu, 8 goals. Hosea Silwimba, Green Eagles, 8 goals. Jesse Jackson Wary, 7 goals. Martin Njovu, Green Buffaloes, 7 goals. Luwinda Mundia, Buildcon, 7 goals. Conlide Luchanga, Prisons, 7. Godfrey Ngwenya Power, 7. Clifford Mulenga, these are the 6 goals. Clifford Mulenga, Forest, Tapson Kaseba, Buildcon, Konkola, Blades, Derek Bulaya, Green Eagles, and Christopher Zulu from Nkwazi. Okay.
Pass, for how long has Friday Sam been gone?
He's been gone over a month.
And he's doing very well.
Yes, he's doing well.
So we're saying he's been gone for about 5-6 weeks, and still no one is catching up.
Yeah,
that's how bad we are.
Yes, as on paper, and translating. Okay, no, on the pitch. That's how bad we are. Let me not say on paper, because on paper Nishi, they haven't been played yet. But on the pitch, yes.
That's very sad, huh?
Yeah.
And he didn't score so many goals.
At least Eden, it's showing it's a different story. Because Pedro Miguel moved to Zesco. At least someone has caught up with him. Yes, exactly. Yeah. ABSA Cup quarterfinals. We have Zesco United, Green Eagles, Nkana Lumwana, GBFC, NAPSA Stars, Red Arrows versus Nkwazi. Alderman, which fixtures are mouth-watering for you, or is it all of them? What are you looking forward? Nkana Lumwana?
Well, we have one which is already a final in itself. Zesco and
Green Eagles. Number 2 and number 3 in the league.
Fair draws.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it is. One of them has to be out from the first day. That's very unfortunate. One would have thought those teams were going to be in the final, but anyway, that's football. Yeah, a lot of people were asking questions. So before we start analyzing, I thought we should explain to them that the first game, they must not be late. The first game is 12:30.
Yes.
To allow for penalties, should there be
any
draws,
penalties?
Because the way ABSA is arranged, there is no extra time. If there is a draw, they go straight into penalties. So to allow for that, the games will start. The first game will start 12:30, and it's Nkana versus Lumana. That is the first game, and the second game will be Zesco versus Green Eagles. That will be Saturday, and of course the others will play on Sunday. Yeah, these are mouth-watering fixtures, but I think looking at the first game, it will be too much bias for Romana. We know there have been upsets, but I think Nkana will just be too much for Romana. having watched both teams, we covered Lumwana last week, and we have been watching Nkana. This may be a routine win for Nkana. But as for Zesco and the Green Eagles, hey, maybe Arthur can say something.
No, that one is it's a real cup final. It's a real cup final. But the most interesting game is actually the Lumwana Nkana game. It will help Lumwana shape their future and determine, show us whether they are really ready for premiership. It will be a very good test for them. To be a very, very good test for them.
A very enterprising captain, Zulu.
So we'll see how it pans out. Of course, everyone's money is on Nkana, but the football being what it is, it's quite dynamic. You never know what happens. Because if you look at the general performance for Nkana, even after winning that game against Celtic, they didn't play well. They got 3 points, but they did not play well. Even the person who scored, their captain, he scored the second goal. He just used individual brilliance, but otherwise he had a very bad day at the office. For me, he did not play. Diamond Square did not play well that game. Given a choice, I would have substituted him. Thank God he scored. Over. I think Wilderman on that one, you can actually support me on that one. He didn't have a good job there at the office. I'm a breakdown Diamond Square. Yeah, the flat. Saved captain if switch, and it's good again that he actually scored. That will help him on his next game. So we are hoping for the best. I was impressed with Sate scored the full way, yes, but his performance was good. Yeah, generally his performance this time around, for the first time in a long time, I was able to say, okay, that is good. Movement, passes, very good. Yeah, Bazo for me, he was not there. I think for me, given a choice, so maybe those are some of the shortcomings that will actually come into play when they say, but national team value Mushasha, some of those. I think current form for me, Bazo has not been there.
Okay. All right. We
just a word on the
APSA. It's just about Charlie on APSA.
Yes. I think let's give credit to the sponsors. APSA one for the recognition of Jacobo Banda, the retired goalkeeper for Zesco United, bagging I think 3 titles. He was recognized by APSA and given a souvenir for him to keep after retiring. So the sponsors have done very well. They have pushed in slightly a bit more. So cup games very, very different from league matches. So there will be all to play for on Saturday and Sunday. I can predict we may see an upset of some kind for teams that will actually underrate their opponents, because the cup match is a one-off thing. So it will be very, very interesting. But the sponsors have done very, very well.
Okay. All right. So I think from the APSA Cup, we can quickly now move to other news. And with other news, we can start with the All Stars versus the Rest game, which was played. Our national team coach opened his first local camp, and a few players were called to play this. We call it an exhibition match, isn't it? And with the All Stars versus the Rest.
No, it was actually All Stars versus Copper Belt Select.
Copper Belt,
although the Copper Belt included the Northwest.
Okay, yes. So maybe I can, before we talk about the match itself, I'll hand over to you, Alderman. Let me just give a rundown of players involved. The All-Stars team was goalkeepers Lamex Siame from Zanaco, Kelvin Malunga from Nkana, Charles Kalumba from Red Arrows. Defenders Simon Silwimba from Faxon Kapumbu, Shemi Mayembe, Solomon Sakala, all from Zesco, Dominic Chanda, Cabo Warriors, Miguel Chaiwa from Shamel, Prosper Chiluya from Red Arrows. Midfielders Stephen Mutama from Nkwazi, Kelvin Tembo, Kafua Celtic, Joshua Mtale from Power Dynamos, Kelvin Prince Mumba rather, Cabo Warriors, Abraham Siankombo Zanako, Kelvin Kampamba, Donashano Malama, Chanda Mukuka, all from Zesco. Strikers, Golden Mashata from GBFC, Derek Bulaya, Green Eagles, Albert Kangwanda from Kafua Celtic. The rest involved Gregory Sinjase, Zesco, Lawrence Mulenga, Power Dynamos, defenders Rogers Lukonde, Kansanshi, Kefas Handavu, Moses Soko, both from Indeni, Matthews Menda, Konkola Blades, Kingsley Hakuya, Buildcon, Matthews Chavala from Nchanga Rangers. Midfield involved Laurent Muma from Forest Rangers, Edwin Chipile from Indeni, Chavala Kasanda Chambishi, Patrick Gondwe Nkana, Chanda Mukuka Zesco, Linus Makwaza Jr., Power Dynamos, Owen Tembo, Konkola Blades, Daniel Chama, Kansanshi Dynamos, and strikers were Kennedy Musonda, Power Dynamos, Justin Kangombe, Kansanshi Dynamos, Christopher Chola, Buildcon, and Jacob Kaunda Chambishi. First question before you talk about the game and what happened. Answer the Basel question. I know Arthur touched on it. What are your thoughts? Why was Basel not there?
Well, I think that question can best be answered by the selectors. We don't know why they didn't pick him. But
do you think he deserved to be there?
Oh yes.
Maybe
You should
some
pick
issues of discipline.
Yeah,
Maybe
you pick
otherwise on merit.
you pick players
it's supposed to be
according to form bias. He's among those that have scored many goals.
9
He's
goals.
been playing week in, week out. Of course, he has not scored in the last 3-4 games, but obviously, when you talk of strikers, I don't see any lineup where you are making a local team and you are leaving out Basel. I don't agree.
Yeah.
Surely you need him for one reason or the other.
I also got a question. What about Luka Chamanga? Is he not good enough to be in any one of these teams?
Well, there's a lot of competition in his
Position?
His position. Yeah, you know, that's where you have Chiruya and the others. There, perhaps you can have a bit of questions. Now, I was at the stadium, bias. Now, the question which I was talking, I had an opportunity to talk to the coach, and I also talked to other FAS officials.
Yes.
Why are we having national, which is All Stars versus Copa Belt Select? Are we reinventing the wheel? Are we starting afresh? This is a question which I think should be answered honestly. Because one of the reasons why Asanovic was appointed was because he was with a team as assistant coach for 3 months, and he understands
He had an idea,
now. He
yes.
had an idea
Of who's who and yeah.
who. So he had somewhere to start from, isn't it? So we didn't need to start going Copa Bell. This route, I think, should have been done some time back. We already had a team, in my view, and what was required was if they had some players in mind, like the young Kangwanda, you know where to find them.
Yes.
When there are games being played, send people to go and take notes, look at the consistency, also interview their technical bench. You see, instead of this business of trying to go back to square one. As a result, what we saw there was something else. I'm telling you, if the standard that was displayed is what we are going to get locally, I must be honest, I wasn't impressed. You're saying All Stars versus what? There was no star there. Mark my word. Those who are honest will tell you.
You were not impressed?
There was no star.
At least 6 players.
I was impressed. I kept taking my notes here.
Yes.
They are. I was impressed with only one person, and that is Donashano Malama Icha Mirando. You can imagine.
And I,
Not even Kangwanda
I'll be very
not
honest.
even Kangwanda who plays
And I
so
don't,
well.
I don't trust him because of the number of errors he has made
No,
when
he's
been given the big assignments
He's a spent
for the
citizen.
country.
He's a spent
Yes.
Yeah, but
citizen.
to
He's
tell
done
you
his
the truth,
time.
Yeah,
He's done his time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but today, those are the people came to the party, even Kapumba.
Mm.
The youngsters were nowhere. They couldn't show us anything.
Yeah.
Disjointed football, failing to trap. I was saying this is the team we are going. To me, it's not even good enough even for Kosafa.
Mm-hmm.
That I can assure.
Albert Kangwanda?
He was completely. I don't know. Even the young Joshua Mutari.
Yeah. Joshua,
To
no?
something else.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. You see,
Lino?
those need to just be called to the national team, which has already established
Yeah.
players. So that he starts fitting in.
Uh-huh.
Not you pick those. It
the
was
main
lost.
players.
The goalkeepers,
The goalkeepers also.
Gregory Sanjase.
Yeah, Gregory Sanjase, of course. There wasn't much in goal areas.
uh-huh.
Yeah, they didn't show us anything.
And what about
But it was a brilliant score
national
by
team?
Soko,
Uh-huh.
this young chap from Inden.
Yeah.
So that game, I tell you, was boring. We didn't see any enterprising player, any formations, any movements.
Kelvin
Dominic Chanda was
Kelvin
flat.
Kampamba.
Yeah. When they brought in Kelvin, he
Yes.
didn't start. Yeah, that's when there was a bit of rhythm, and you could even see that there is a experience.
Yeah.
But mark my word, I want to repeat this. Donashano Malama surprised me.
Uh-huh.
He played very well. I don't know if he's knocking on the door of the coach to say, I want to come back.
Mm-hmm.
On the basis of today's performance, definitely. Because we have no natural holding midfielder in the country at the moment. I'm challenging anyone. I watch Zambian League from the National League to Super League. Who is
Better than Donashano.
better than Donashano Malam? Who is it? Because we had this.
But Charlie, there's
Chapa.
a
We had the Chapa
there's a question from you.
We had the
for you.
Chapa from
Okay.
Zesco. His ability to cause you a lot of faults. I mean, fouls in dangerous positions. He was almost a promise, but it's nowhere. Even his positioning, it becomes desperate. We simply have run short of material. No natural holding midfielder. This I can challenge you. Mention them. We do watch games week in, week out. There's nothing.
Actually, you watched the game as well.
But
No.
Charlie,
What's the question? Bring it on.
and then the same question.
Oh, the same. Okay.
Who is natural holding midfielder?
Locally.
Are there any who have impressed you? Who you can think you can challenge by Oderman's question there?
You see, before I answer that question, let me talk about our national team briefly. First and foremost, our national team needs to have a brand, the type of football which they are supposed to display, not chipante-pante. A few years back, we used to start from the back, build slowly from the back, play carpet football, nice crisp passes, not chipante-pante. So, you see, we need to brand our football. That is point number one. We have gone away from that system we used to play. Good passing game. We are just playing anyhow now. Long balls, bypassing the midfield, long kick and run. It's not good for a national team. Let's brand our football. That is point number one. And then talking about, I would want, I think, just new players. Arthur talked about spent forces in terms of players who have been around for a long time, and we have seen them. We have seen what they can bring to the table. Let's try other players. Let's take the route of England. The under 20 for England, they are trying out young players. The others have been tested, they have been tried. Talk about Henderson for Liverpool. He has been around for a long time. Talk about Donashano Malam. He has been around. From this list pass you mentioned, there are some exciting players. Alderman mentioned about Soko from Inden. Let's give others a chance to feature in the national team. Others are in the twilight of their football careers. They have been around for far too long. they are not changing. Talk about Donashano Malama. He's a spent force.
Yes.
Difficult to tell, but I would prefer the young players. Young players are the best athletes. Give them chance to showcase their talent. From this list, I was noting down Albert Kangwanda, there's Soko from Indeni, Kennedy Musonda, Power Dynamos, and then there are goalkeepers, well built, Shemi Maembe, former under-20 player. There is Miguel from Shameo Academy.
From Shamel.
Shameo Academy. Let's give other players it. Talk about Prince Mumba. His stature does not allow him to play highly competitive. You saw the Africa Cup, how tense it was. You take in short players like Prince Mumba. Certain critical position, even stature matters. We had John Libya Karusa, short, but he was
Exception.
very exceptional.
You have to be exceptional.
Yes, Maradona was not tall.
Iniesta.
Messi is not tall, but they have got exceptional talent. We cannot bring in short players in key positions.
Yeah.
There are some young players here, exciting talent. Let's take a risk now. We have seen the others they have tried. Nothing is changing.
Before we move away from this subject, Oderman, tell me about our former under-20, under-23, Shemi Maembe, Prosper Chiruya. How did they do? Solomon Sakala?
I was impressed. Shemi Maembe has been built up now.
Very good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was. Then perhaps actually steer the honestness. Let me give the lineup which was started so that we see who was given a chance. I will be quick. Okay. Let me start with the national team, which is All Stars Zambia. They started with Charles Kalumba in goal, Shemi Maembe, Miguel Chaiwa is the youngster he's talking about, Faxon Kapumbu, Prosper Chiruya, Donashano Malama, Chanda Mukuka, Prince Mumba, Joshua Mtale, Albert Kangwanda, and Derek Bulaya. That was the starting 11 for Zambia national team, which we called
All Stars.
All Stars.
Okay? And then the rest which beat them started with Grigori Sanjase in goal, Kefas Andavu. This is this one also impressed me. It's from Indeni. Moses Manda, Moses Soko, the one who scored the goal, Kingsley Akwiya, Linus Makwaza Jr., Patrick Gondwe, Laurent Muma, Enoch Sakala Jr., Christopher Chola, and Logic Chingando. So these were the starting lineups. Of course, there were a few changes.
Okay.
But I still stick to what I said. I was not, maybe it's because they have just been assembled today. There was no cohesion and so on. I tell you, today's display was pathetic. What we should do, let's have a team, and then when we identify talent, call them to the national team and squeeze them, isn't it?
Yeah.
This thing of bringing
40 players, 50 players.
We are past this now, perhaps. Wakula player. We know how Joshua Mtale plays at Power, isn't it? So it's a question of looking at who can he fit.
You brand your football.
Finished. You bring it. But today, I said, is this the Joshua Mtale I watch every week? Kangwanda was lost. So if it's on the basis of today's performance, you would throw all those out. But we know what talent they have. So perhaps the route we are using. Yeah, but what we saw did not give hope. We need to change it.
Let's brand our football. If it's wing play, you start bringing in speedy wingers like the late Freddie Muira.
Yes.
You identify a player for the wing.
Yes.
If you are playing football through the midfield, you start looking for players who are creative in the midfield. You just said Eddie Hunt.
But Machari, I want him to answer. I want him to answer the question you gave him. You asked him, rather.
He hasn't answered.
No, he hasn't.
Chanda Mukuka, Zesco United.
Who doesn't even feature?
Chanda Mukuka, Zesco United.
Zesco United don't even use him. You know, a holding midfielder is someone who is so dependable that he will start in almost every game, like the way Willie Pili was.
So you want Donasana
like the
Mara?
way the tanker was Jericho Shinde at Nkana. It's difficult to leave him out of the lineup because he dictates. He sits just in front of the back four. You know, we have nothing to tell you the truth. I've been watching Zambian football critically with a very, very critical eye. Well, it's 0. That's why we shall end up bringing
Donasana Mara.
just like in Go, we shall end up bringing him when. These are realities.
When he had the poor game against Marisburg,
We had the,
very poor game.
We had the
Yeah,
nothing.
he had a poor game.
Yeah, the poor game by his standards.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on. Other man, 5 minutes.
5, eh?
5
I'll be quick.
5 only.
Okay. One more minute, just 6.
And I'm timing you. I'm timing you.
Okay, 6, eh? Well, we start on a sad note. About 17 people died following fan violence in the Mexican League game between Atlas FC and the Quirotaro Football Club. It's not good. We go to football to go and enjoy.
Yes.
Now, when you hear of this violence and 17, it was bad, Papias, where somebody he unlocks the seat and he hits it with an opponent on the head. It was terrible. So 17 died. I hope FIFA will do something about it. And still on a sad note, there was a social game between Kafue footballers. These are taxi drivers, minibus and taxi drivers, and they were playing their counterparts from Chikankata. And then it was sad that Aaron Zulu, a 30-year-old player from Kafue, died on the pitch. Now, I want to advise those who are involved in the social football. You see, football is very rigorous and is too involving. Now, if you want to engage yourselves in social football, it should not be a one-off thing and then you do it with a lot of vigor. No. You are going to
mutima ule
eh
urefu waya
eh
mwili nao ukana mwamo kupatikisha.
So cardiac issues come in. So if you want to engage in social football, do it like the way I like, the way Arthur, Danny and others do it. Do it regularly, but you reduce the load. As you are starting, start slow, and then when you are consistent, you load it a bit. But if you don't play, and you played 6-7 months ago, and you hear that there is football, maybe you are even drinking a beer.
You want to run the same way you were running when you were 16 years.
Yes, you are gone because
injuries.
There will be cardiac issues there. So we lost Mr. Zulu. May he so rest in peace. That was bad.
3 minutes left.
3 minutes left. Okay. Good news for coaches Mwenyechi Pepo, Manchi Janza, Chisimbewe, Dan Kabwe, Alex Namazawa. They are in Tanzania right now. They are doing a CAF A. That is good.
They left on Sunday.
They left on Sunday. They will be there for 2 weeks. That's what we want to be
Yes,
hearing.
that's wonderful.
Yeah,
Wonderful
That's a
news.
bonus pass. That's a very good.
Yeah. And then Zafiko have made changes to the executive. You remember what I said? We were in this studio. They are the veteran chairman.
Yeah, and
Is it
they
Mr.
failed to
Zimba?
replace him.
Yeah. I said
They failed
it
to
would be
replace him.
difficult to fill his shoes. He was chairman for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
They failed
And
to
I
replace him.
tell
And from the time he
you,
left,
I say from the time he left, and that's exactly what I predicted. They have had the problems. So the chairman, the one who was there, just resigned. It was too much. Unfortunately, the vice died. So they have brought in Mr. Ray Mumba as chairman and Mulao Mwaba as the vice. Now, when you have a lot of changes, either at the technical bench or administration, the effects are on the field, isn't it? That's where
Either they'll be positive or negative. But in
and
most
of course,
most cases negative.
the pass, Janskaz is back this weekend. There are two teams from Angola which will face each other. And the beauty about it is that at least he is going to be accompanied by one Zambian assistant as well, because in the past he has been going alone and they give him assistance. But this time, at least he also has an assistant from Zambia. So on Saturday, he'll be on duty. Now, South Africa has dribbled us. They have dribbled the Fuzz. South Africa should have played a friendly with
Zambia,
Guinea, and Zambia
and
should have
Zambia,
played
yes.
a friendly with the Guinea,
With Guinea.
and South Africa. But what South Africa did, they went behind Fuzz and arranged a game with Guinea themselves on a date that Zambia should have played. So Zambia has been left out. They've been pulled out. So South Africa will play Guinea. Okay. So that's sad. And Fuzz are now panicking. They're trying to see which other friend they can arrange, because obviously Zambia needs
They'll play, they'll play the rest of the country.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, I think in my 1 minute, FIFA have opened a special transfer window to allow foreign players in Ukraine and Russia to sign for a new club. You know, the history is that you see the players in Russia and Ukraine have been banned because of the war.
Yes.
Now what FIFA has done is, since the players, they have to be kept fit, they have allowed them to sign temporary contracts for a short time. But if it goes beyond June, they are supposed to go back if their contract but to me it's not making sense anyway. If they
Both Russia or
if
just
they've
Ukraine?
banned them, it's both. If they've banned, then they are banned. I mean, how do you bring in the aspect of shorted contract? What? This, to me, it's not making sense. Maybe we shall discuss it slightly later. And of course, actually, I had brought the issue of dollar. Migrations officer came and said, no. Yeah, but if they had stood by that, I was going to be among the dollar residents to march to the civic center and
They shouldn't ditch their historic team.
Very historic.
It's their duty. It's their duty.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Papa.
Finally done.
Okay, though you did 7 minutes, but
Oh.
you've tried.
Yeah, I tried today.
Let me just read a few Facebook messages. This one says, hello, analysts watching here from Lusaka. My question to you, analysts, is which team can you see play Continental? Whichever Power Dynamos, Turipo Apo. Look at the way we are playing. And is it true that Coach Chipepo, he has gone to Tanzania for coach training? Yes, it is true. We just mentioned it. Orderman just mentioned it just now.
14 days.
I'm listening from Lusaka, Man City and Nkana for life, 4-1 and 2-0.
Good.
And both teams made my weekend. That was Boneverance Kanda. Before that was
Nice
Comrade
Boneverance.
Chama Sipo. This one says Davis Mutati watching from Lubumbashi. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
That's great.
Moses Suilanji Schone. He says you have not given the log for Eden University. Actually, I was thinking about that. I'll give it out. Ali Nyerenda watching from Ngwerere, Lusaka. Nixon Chisulu, Alderman shouldn't be talking too much.
Whatever you mean.
Then this was Maximilian Max Celeb Mwamba watching from Livingston. I'm Maximilian Mwamba. MMK Jonah enjoying the show from Chimwemwe. Benjamin Kamfwa watching you from Kamatipa. Watching what's Power Dynamos what's happening at Power Dynamos is concerning the new players okay, it just goes up to there. This is Pastor Evans Kwewe watching from Solwezi City, Zambia. I'm disappointed to note that in this All-Stars squad, they couldn't include Bruce Musakanya. This criteria the FAZ is using in selection of players is what is frustrating big and experienced players like Bruce Musakanya. Then Emmanuel Eme Mushitu is watching. Austin Chando Simwanza watching. Prince Hamaimbo Siankweleku is also watching. Kanisha Wesley, Newcastle, 8 games unbeaten. Actually, they are rising.
The man is working.
Go Magpies, go! We are the Toon Army. This is Joe Linton from Chamboli. Okay. Paul Caesar Hambote, good evening, Mr. Hambote. And Christopher Kangombe is also watching. That's our Honorable MP. Good evening, Honorable MP.
Good evening.
Thanks for your support,
Austin Chando Simwanza is also watching. Collins Mlenga also watching. Thank you, all those who are tuned in from Facebook. Bright Tembo, Chelsea 4, Nkana 2. It was wonderful indeed, my team to win clean sheets from Kitwe. All right, enjoying the show. Rogers Mwape watching from Mbala, Power for Life. Thank you all the way from Mbala. Now, just our Russian professionals, they are playing no problem. Klings Kangwa, he scored in the opening goal this weekend for Arsenal Tula in the 2-2 away draw. His brother, he also was he played Evans and was substituted in the 90th minute. Good to know that they're seeing a lot of game time. In Denmark, Midtjylland, Edward Chilufya, he made his long-awaited debut on Friday. That is also, it's good for him. It's also good for Zambia after joining from Drew Gardens in Sweden. He came on in the 73rd minute in that game. For Horsens, Luambo Musonda played a full 90 minutes in the 1-0 away loss to Helsingo. Then in South Africa, Sekakune Tostan Sabata was in goal for Sekakune. Justin Shonga was substituted in the 66th minute in that game. For Supersport, striker Gampani Lungu started for Supersport but was not on target in Saturday's 2-0 home win over Amazulu. Augustin Mulengai was substituted in the 81st minute for Amazulu. Maritzburg Sundowns game, Kennedy Mwene, he was in goal this Saturday for the champions in the 2-1 away loss to Maritzburg United. But Friday, Samu was there for Maritzburg but did not score and was substituted in the 90th minute. In Scotland, Fashion Sakala started for Scottish champions Rangers in the 1-0 win over Aberdeen, and he was substituted in the 56th minute. Leicester City, Patson Daka, he was an unused substitute on Saturday, and Enoch Mwepo is still yet to make his comeback after still recovering from injury. He's been out for over 2 months now. But it's looking like Patson may get some chances. News came through today that Jamie Vardy is injured again. So they say he'll be out for a few weeks. So it looks like he may get his chance. It looks like Iheanacho and Adebello Lukman seem to be the ones ahead of Patson now, but we'll see if he can fight his way back to get a starting position. In African news, before we open the phone lines, Pizza Mutsamane has been given a new 2-year contract at Al Ahly. And his next assignment is trying to get points back from Sundowns, who beat him in his backyard. So this coming weekend, they are going to South Africa. Patrice Motsepe, the CAF president, he gave a very nice message for women across Africa in football on Women's Day yesterday, noting that they are playing a pivotal role in shaping the future of African football and the socio-economic development and growth of the African continent. So it was a very encouraging message to women. In fact, we haven't said Happy Women's Day. Happy Women's Day to all women in soccer. They're doing us proud as a nation.
For sure.
Very much. Very much.
When the men are sleeping, the women are shining.
Yes. Then I think I'll come back and talk some of these other African sports bits after we open up the phone lines. Let's open up the phone lines. It is 0212 222 877. That's the number to call, or 0965 000877 if you would like to get in touch with us in the studio. Good evening, caller.
Hey, good evening, Pius.
Good evening. Shadiba famous.
We don't say na bomfi omuti.
Bomfi omuti. Please go ahead, my famous.
Last week in Shamuneke wa Pius. Bali nje baba ebwa bapa MTN paja. Hello, perception omutende wa Pius. Pa MTN para wale miposha magazi ba taxi driver.
Oh, na totela.
Na chile sikafiro changwele ketabambale njitati ba Pius bulise bwino. Kuli na bale njitati shaba damani pa MTN.
Ampange, mwali pangesha.
Kwisa kuli bole itwatere bankana badamani nali umfwa bwino sana ba Beston kwambisha sate na bazo pamulu abali chitabwino sana ngamali mwana kafwese tikali muchibe kulandwa ko bati bazo na sate techibachite manage ukubeka tabonse babiri aba ero nali mfwa bwino na ku 7 bambisha chimwemwe ero kutu bambisha chiboni ndo mfwa bwino sana babulishe ko fe Jacob Bongurube mu team Jacob Bwela ero ne ine tukateana ababaite balu mwana bakapange fe team yako sanotu kubachitanda leti bakabike fe kwa chifile teana bazesko na bapawa notu kubati yo baite shani ngamwasanga afika kuma penalty aba penalty timone njuka so bakambishe fe team ili amano ero ba Power Dynamo supporter mukatu supporteko mwali mwana banesu abakurusa kabali katana bara supporter na mwana alete alozi ngalete ofo bomana kapinangu Buffalo alete no chati ati yo tufire munsengawe mukatu supporteko abayelo
na kuisha to allow me supporter no problem. Hello. Hello.
Hey, good evening, Mr. Park.
Oh, good evening. Who am I speaking to?
Yeah, you're speaking to Bernard.
Bernard, please go ahead.
Yes, from Chambishi. Yes, otherwise, I want to comment to the Chambishi Football Club, to the EXCO of Chambishi. Please, in the EXCO, to a papata, please, the EXCO Baba Chambishi. They mweke nemizango chose please to a papata. Mtu afuilisho kama tinga survive, please, timu jeswiri. To a totera sana na mkuu na mwawi nine 2-0 kuina wa Prison Leopard. Mwaliti ya buino sana 100%. To a mitotera, let's try by all means. Kuina magemu ya moya mwaya shere. Odo kuliko ya mwama fix yako sere. But let's try by all means. Anything can happen in football. Let's try to win so that we can survive. And I want to find out from you, Mr. Pius, the after quarter-final where it's going to take place. Is it in Ndola or in Kitwe?
Arthur Davis Stadium.
Arthur Davis Stadium. All right, thank you so much for that. And for Liverpool, Well, congratulations, although we lost yesterday, but we qualified to the quarterfinal against Inter Milan. Thank you so much to the Liverpool and all the best. Thank you, Mr. Pius.
Thank you. Me, I'm hoping Man U goes through, and then in the quarterfinals we play Man City.
Yeah. But we can have chance to
we can have chance to revenge. Good evening, caller. Emmanuel Mulenga, please go ahead.
Always. I then the total vacancy but what in about Buffalo. How when what was to be Mondini. Mbo. Pari Bofaka same the swap to the conqueror concola. Chimla Chen de Totagoa was Mananing, Pankana, Etwashi Gunkana, Sivari Rango Kuru. Behavior iliyo toilet zikatiba kwa tawe ba toilet ya bwino sana bringa left toilet ntunga bantu bankana yari kosako paka pakopala yari kabako so teto trabo sema players mbai te mutima wete abora na tote.
Thank you, boss. 0212. Good evening, caller.
Papa.
Evening. Who am I speaking to?
Patrick Kundegyo.
Patrick, please go ahead.
Mkwai. Mulive win.
Tulifia bwino bonse.
Okay. Wako kana pale Zesco. Not waka standard wa banani kai wa Green Eagles. Tuvetwa panga vecha. Sasa twatele pale wankana bola. Tuvetwa panga vecha ko sai rapo twatele wankana yadi wa masa. Wa coach bali tumpuisha kuna bapeni wa tupa vena bapeni umuriro.
Totela boss. Good evening, caller. Oh, we missed the caller there. 0212-222-877 or 0965-000-877. Good evening, caller.
Yes, yeah, Chikazona. It's about to done the coffee. Forever.
Good evening. Today that's Nabanani.
Good evening. Sean from Mungana West.
Please go ahead, Bastion.
First of all, I travel on the party Bola Osters versus Nankani. The rest, Copa Bells, the rest. The attendance was not that okay. That's why the morning of Copa Bell to attend Nama Bola, Nachimona. And then, secondly, let's talk. And I wanted to talk about Bapao. Party type of Kuzanako. Ilabachanda tiyo bapasi wachanda tiyo bazanako wadi wasepa olo ifunga to qualify bazanako they played very well kuna nga nkuribi ngamwalimu wako minteta ashepon that if you see the results and the way they are playing the results were not okay, they played well. After the time when okuli bazanako to alite shafie despite what I'm missing number chimwepu ichine chivi tranquille mwepu na Kennedy Msonda watu wetu for Brian aliponya tempo chimoso yangonya ponisha for games aliponya tempo ngonya completely nangola balanda padi white all again kun manga bale bonsa mbako dira babonsa nakatebe babonsa po bandanishi no mayabo la abamaka kunu masie ni mala na white. So got in my shape of after Mala Mago 2 goals to a stand. Can put white half in a film team today, King, which means the defense is not okay. Outside the cut off la for under puffy.
Thank you, boss.
Thank you, boss.
Okay. Yeah, like that goal, which was where Aaron Katebe was beaten. Yeah,
He started escorting.
you know. And if you saw him against Kunkwazi, he played a very good game here. So, you know, defense is a problem at Power. So 0212-222-877 or 0965-000-877. Good evening, caller. Good evening, caller. Hello. Hello, good evening. Who am I speaking to?
Yeah, this is Ronald. I'm calling from.
Well, Ronald, please go ahead.
Yeah, yes, boy.
Hello.
And the game that you are going to
But Ronald, I think maybe can you try and dial again? The line is bad from here.
The line is bad.
Yes, the line is bad.
But you can get in here.
Now you are better. Okay.
I'm better.
Maybe now. Okay, go ahead now.
Yeah, I just want to congratulate my team Zesco for that improvement. Are you getting me?
Yes. Go ahead.
Are you getting me?
Yes. Please go ahead. Now you're okay.
Yeah. I just want to ask one question. Where is Lazarus Company? What is he doing? Have you heard?
Yes.
Yeah, and what is happening to that team Nakambala Leopard? Where are they? They are quiet at this time.
They are playing in the lower ranks. They have just started.
That was my sorry.
They are playing in lower ranks. They've just restarted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Where is Lazarus Company now? Because he's quite cool. Now that the Tambasana Bola Yava, but I shift the Tavamon of Wamapu.
Lazarus Kambole is still in South Africa. Yeah, but he's been finding it difficult to start as usual.
Yeah. Okay. Good evening, caller.
Papayas.
Good evening. Who am I speaking to?
Baruben.
Baruben. Please go ahead.
Mr. Tembo. Ngamule ibukisha uja bushukuna aliranze kukulejo kujya nati bapawa tulefai kama strikers. Bola bapawa tuletea bwino sana. Nomba bola mulanda bola nzigodi. Nangubenga mitsira na 95%. Na muingisha nishi na muina mwasenda 3 points. Umwane kuza nako twalitere bwino bola but twalirusa. Mulandi wanshita tukwete abakwingisha. Problem ili kupawa ndemona kwati bonse sibalerusha atikomanye nebonjingisha. Inefona ishwa bola
100%.
Inefona ishwa bola kukwata number 9 nangula number 10 yabo muleta mu depend babiri kwe bati abafire bale yingisha ero abambi kuti bayingisha through amakona through ama 3 kick nangwa ama cross bati mufire mu akwata kona ngo babiri abo muleta mu depend kwati aba ema strikers mumone pali bali ama top scorer bapawa tulipa number nani uli ukwete ama goal nali kwete 6 which means bapawa tukwete abakwingisha nadi nali dande bapawa ngabali kufaile kama strikers nango babiri nango batatu abali ko sharp wabako bati turesta mu depend kuri ababambi baleke okurwisha bati koma nebo njingishe eshenu kumona umo mwingala apera amabola alepwisha echamumwena kuri ba Manchester no irona bweke sharp balelenga Ronaldo aleme kwati dikula mulandi wanshi abene linga dibozi balerusha okwingisha tabale mupera Ronaldo kwati ngengisha bola alengisha ma offside ngengisha bola nishibalisha offside tabale mupera kulinga nista ngengisha hapo so kupawa tu apapata papawa top 4 tuletea yena fe mulefanga za mulefwa yoni pa 9 pano musunge de tapali po alaisa tufunya nangu fe twinga pa number 5 top 4 yena bapawa tu alaisa te emukulanda kwandi so tu apapa tabachipeponga babwera babombere pokati balebe bakuba ya strikers nangu ba number 9 ba number 8 twamoneko omuntu mo ingala yingisha so that tukwate kona ifowinga ule pendula kwati bapawa bakweteko akwete 10 points 10 goals nangu 12 goals not 6 goals ero nishina oli patopo apo 10 number 9 so twapapata brani muira kuti ayingisha nomba na oli ala finna ali finina sana chonga chakuti ayangukako bakala mupera amapola kwati kuti ayingisha nama assist kuti alepanga nomba anguke ko not fili finine sana papa waturete abwino sana bola natotera.
Thank you, Ruben. 0212222877. Good evening, caller. Hello, good evening. Mkwai.
Ni ba Kennedy Maseka bakusolwezi.
Ba Kennedy Maseka. Please go ahead.
Mwabomba shanyu bonse Mkwai.
Maseka kale, how are you?
I'm okay, how are you, sir? Hello?
Hello, please go ahead, Ba Maseka.
Kale, awe na chilafo kutashako na inewa kansanshi congratulations mwe. Programu isume mulatuafa isuma sana tulaikonka bwino sana programu isuma sana twatotela Mkwai babombe bwino.
Thank
Twatotera
you.
Bamaseka.
Okay.
Okay. All right, let me get another two. Good evening, caller. Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Who am I speaking to?
Danny Kasemuka calling you from Kawama.
But Danny, please go ahead.
I power. I'm strikers who three for us but five strikers. Ngero na mfabuno sana cause kai na mbuko isha kuna ni kuri line first time ndiro yatika.
Oh.
Mkwai. So ndefwa na mashu ya chanda baraba mambwe. Uyako bati pasata dibapo tukaba support. Bankana to ari bati ngotra ba support. Nombala bena tabatuchita bwino. So mbia pasata de triam kutamba tukaba support. Bisaka mana sana. Treba support fi bwino.
100% twalaba supporta bankana.
Bonde bankana mumposhe ko bankana ma supporters bon. Na wawili abinara.
Thank you. Okay, 0212222877 or 0965000877. Who am I speaking to?
Clinton Masumba. Good evening.
Clinton Masumba. Good evening. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
The questions have stopped at where's Clinton? Please go ahead. Please go ahead, Clinton.
All right. Okay. So first, I wanted to talk about the game that was played this afternoon. The Reds versus
the All-Stars.
Yeah, I think the coach for me still needs a bit of time in terms of trying to know our local players. I still feel that the FA can organize as much games as they can so that he needs to know a lot of our players. And I also suggest that maybe we've exhausted most of the players that we keep on using. Maybe it's high time we start recruiting a new crop of players that can obviously do much better, because I was looking at today's game, even though we had some experienced players from Zesco and among other clubs, I think we need to bring in new blood now. I think those players, there's nothing more that we need to get out of them. So with the few foreign players that we have outside, for now, I think we need to start building a new side, because if we continue at the rate we are moving, we risk having another situation of failing to qualify to the AFCON. Then I heard someone also complain about the poor attendance. I think for me, the poor attendance, I can attribute it to lack of publicity. I don't think this game was publicized as much to allow people coming to watch. Then I also wanted to throw in a comment on FAS Eden University. I think this is also becoming interesting. With 8 games to play now, the top 4, the chase for the top 4, I think, is becoming interesting to see how games are coming out. Muza today did not manage to get a win. Young Green Eagles today end up being beaten. So now it remains for Nchanga and Apsa Lumwana to try and see what they can do in their games. The remaining 8 games were very tough. So obviously we hope that we can see more teams, especially the Copper Belt, getting slots in the top 4. And also because we've seen that in the Eden University, if you check, most of the teams that are not doing well are all from the from the league rather, are all from the Copper Belt. So we need more teams from the Copper Belt to find their way in the top 4. Nchanga has already found their way. Hope they can be consistent in the remaining games and obviously consolidate that position. But we still have Mufrira Wanderers also coming. But we don't know who they can replace in the top 4. Muza, Lumwana, Napsa, and Nchanga itself. So we don't know who they can replace to find their way in the top 4. Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay, thank you so much, Clinton.
Valid points.
Here.
Okay, let me get one more. Good evening, caller. Tulivya Bueno.
Ciao, Mecho.
Who am I speaking to? Roderick, please go ahead.
Okay, kaya na tumine puru yano supo pitarai ni yari ba busy. Na ave direct vari bola rankana. This appear più kriwa executive rankana. Please, bakwate patience, bakwate ukutasha. This time we chambeshi, ngate ba chambeshi na bazo. Ngaturi mu Eden. Number tia cha balusa for 20 games to aria patio bachambe ultimatum. Jenefio ba executive ngana ba firwa. Beta ba design batshire ba chambeshi abesu. Eba twafuide. nomuchitanga turi muwanu ero chimbisho ndera ndakuchakwe bati mwamamune timu lyavankana epo avina Duku abuya bafumina ko Musa Muhammad abasireli press bari abantu bari tafi avina mavari ndani na below average players bari kunkana no voto mwafo kuina ligi na players yati bari firo kubashitira bachamira players bari fwa uyu wa isa David Obash wano goma games yanga tuma sitako mpea Obash na quality ya bena mbombo na bena otawari chakanika sate fina ambo kuingisira mbio wala turbulako ativoeka iyi next season utrete ya continento kali voto adile okte ya continento tawanga ba power utrete ya continento tuapapata ba executive tushitene ma players ne visi ya kote fina itwe shapanuma atotera
so totala boss. Okay, gentlemen, I think we can get back to the football. Getting back to African football, Patson Daka's teammate Ademelo Lukman is been drafted in the upcoming Super Eagles squad. Eguaven has said he needs him but these are going to be mouth-watering fixtures. The ones coming up in 25th March, the World Cup qualifiers. So it's going to be in the Ghana versus Nigeria match, and he's brought a strong squad. This time he's got available Victor Osimhen, and he's also trying to get Victor Moses back into the squad.
Yeah, you need to do a blend. Experience,
because there's a lot of talent. If you look at the AFCON, they had a lot of talent, so they needed to blend with a lot of experience. I think they blended their lesson, because I mean the promise was good, but at some point when it really mattered,
but the fixture is very, very tricky.
Victor Moses retired from international football. I think the question that I have is, do they need him? Do they need him back?
No, I think they have enough Arsenal.
That's number one. And do they need
they have enough
with
Arsenal
with the squad which they have now? I'm looking at the squad in front of me now.
Deep.
Do they need Lukman?
No.
Lukman
I mean, Lukman is good.
No, but they don't.
Listen, for competition, Lukman is.
Okay,
I'm surprised that he was not even called in the first place.
For AFCON.
Yeah, for AFCON. I'm surprised. He should have been called.
No, he just changed his nationality.
Yes, just now.
Okay, now. So definitely, Lukman will add value to that squad.
Yeah.
At least.
But I think Victor
He'll
should come
bring
in for
options. He will bring at least wider options for the coaches.
Because just the front line alone, they've got Ahmed from he's playing from Fatih Karagum.
How good Musa is
from Turkey. Samuel Chukwueze, he's been playing very well for Villarreal. I've been watching him. Victor Osimhen from Napoli. Moses Simon from Nantes. Sadiq Omar from Almeria, Spain.
The Watford
Odion Igalo is also back in the squad from Al Hilal from Saudi Arabia. Kelechi Iheanacho, Emmanuel Dennis from Watford, and Ademelo Lukman. So this is so far the squad is still yet to be trimmed to 24 players, but we'll see. I'm just wondering, though they want Lukman, though he wants Moses back, but do they need him? They've got a very good squad.
For Moses, it's about leadership. That's they need maturity on the in the team. Even if
what is his current form anyway?
He's playing very well for Spartak Moscow.
Okay.
If he's okay, he has a lot of experience.
Yeah,
he can still.
I remember that he tormented Leicester City in the Europa. He's still playing very well. All right, and then looking at the Ballon d'Or. I know it's early days, but people are beginning to predict that perhaps this year might be the year for Salah to get it. But Charlie, your thoughts?
First, let me do a rewind just a little bit on the upcoming games for the World Cup. CAF has brought in very experienced referees from is it Europe?
Yes.
They don't want a repeat of what happened in the. I would give an example of the South Africa Ghana game where dubious penalty was given.
Yes.
So that is a plus on the behalf of CAF.
Though we shut it down last week.
And
What
coming
plus? We have referees in Africa who can do it.
That's the other man.
there
We
we
shut
are not
it down
going
last
to-
week. He said, no, we can use our own.
Yes. What plus?
What?
50 years down the
Arthur,
line.
plus
you
or
is to-
minus?
No, that interference is
Good move, bad move.
It's a good move. That interference is showing you that the play from Leicester.
No, gentlemen.
So that interference.
that penalty for South Africa.
No. By the
The whites have been making
Killing the
mistakes
game.
also.
Killing
They
the
have
game.
been making so many mistakes.
Not as
even
bad.
them.
Come on.
No.
Even the whites
Gentlemen,
make mistakes past,
Ghana,
but not
South
as bad.
Africa.
we
Ghana,
have
South Africa,
our
kwa
own
by there.
referees who can do the job 50 years down the line. Let's not look down upon ourselves. You see, this is
Nothing is improving.
they are
past.
used to tormenting us mentally.
Look at the Zambian referees. 4 offsides already per TV. The Zambian referees are embarrassing.
No.
So likewise, even on across the Zambia, the South Africa Ghana game was murder.
You remember what the Ghanaian journalist said?
Yes.
That man was trying to undermine or underrate the African. He was looking at the Johnny situation. She reminded him of a number of instances of referees who misbehaved and performed poorly, even in Europe. To me, that's a very, very...
Cote d'Ivoire, Greece, one referee erred from Europe, I agree, World Cup knockout stage.
You see?
But the South Africa, Ghana was very cruel.
It was
No,
criminal.
that was...
Cruel!
That erring was criminal. They all make mistakes like human, yes, but
No penalty, you give a penalty. In the second half, World
But
Cup
if one
qualifier.
person does that and you bring all of them, surely is that the way
Even
you can be
commentators,
underrated?
they brought commentators from Europe.
So I still have
Mark Grayson,
Arthur and Wachali saying, no, it's a plus.
It's a plus.
And
They
other
can't
man
be
saying
a
it's
plus.
a negative.
They will learn something.
Can't be a plus when
In fact,
you
even
bring
here in
undermine.
Zambia, I mean,
learning what? They go to the same school.
For me,
You see,
since there are just five fixtures being
Five
played,
fixtures.
I think we should have used our own.
Yes.
We've got enough big referees
Yes.
who can
But they're
manage.
looking at
Big referees.
They look at the risks.
Uh-huh.
Come on.
what risk, Arthur, please?
Corruption.
What risky?
That is South Africa.
Bola,
Yeah.
Ibaba. Bola, Ibaba.
Gentlemen, there are just 5 fixtures, and to tell me that we can't get
Even
5
Papa Gassama. Unless
With
we are
Papa
saying,
Gassama,
unless
the
we are
South
saying
African one,
we
yes.
send 5 referees into Europe and then they give us 5.
Yes.
They will swap.
That,
Okay, they will swap.
Maybe
Okay.
they
Swapping,
swap.
okay.
Trust me. For Africa,
Kasama will go to the World Cup. Kasama will go.
Yes. We can, that you're now talking.
And Johnny is actually set to go to the World Cup actually.
yes. No,
It's
he was
fine.
already.
And he's one of those shortlisted to go to the World Cup. So we should
South
expect him
Africa
to-
still
to go
feel
there.
hurt done by that penalty.
No, there are so many incidences, even in Europe.
Pass.
But to say
Any criminal pass.
all the 5 qualifiers to be handled by non-Africans,
Yes.
what message are they sending? No.
We want merit this time around.
Do you think
So merit can only come from a white skin.
These are huge matches.
Older
coming up.
man, you who's coming from the refereeing background, do you think that Zambian football, with all the mistakes that are being made in refereeing, like the 4 offsides and other mistakes too numerous to mention, we go the way like they did in England, where the referee association apologized to Everton for not giving that
penalty. Man City.
the clear
Man
penalty
City,
against
clear
Man City.
penalty.
Yeah, but you see,
Should we take that route? Where also Faz, Raz under Faz,
Those 4 offsides.
they apologize for some
in the
of
first
these,
place, I don't know which.
especially
which are
when
those
there are
offsides.
blatant errors. Especially blatant errors.
Yeah, no,
some of the
blatant-
games are on Super Sport.
Okay, well, let's give Audemars Tembo the Power Dynamos game. Should Faz apologize for that offside?
No, you see, these things are seen even in Europe before the VAR came in.
Yes.
They used to be common, even in Europe. Those errors are common. What's helping them now, and we are lagging behind, is that there's VAR. They will stop. You can imagine those decisions which they change. Without VAR, they would have gone.
But with these bad referees we have in Zambia, Pius, we
even yesterday,
the games will be playing 2 hours. We might have a ball.
Yesterday,
okay.
2 penalties were, were given, which without the assistance of VAR, it would have been something else.
The moderator,
the Bayern Munich. Yeah.
So,
yes.
That decision, let's not commend it, gentlemen. I know it's personal opinions and so on. But you see, we cannot be ruled by other people throughout. And anyone who undermines you, please stand up and say no.
If you can't change, you'll be undermined.
We can't fail to officiate. With the Europeans have been making mistakes.
Kasama is
wherever.
Good.
We have so many good referees.
Kasama is good.
Yeah. We have so many good referees.
Brilliant referees.
They've just not been given a chance because of the same mentality to say you are bad, so we are going to no, I think...
Kindly repeat the question. I'm not trying to dodge that question. We went backwards too much, and kindly repeat that question for me so that I bring it on the table.
I think I had talked about Mohamed Salah.
Mohamed Salah, yes. Okay, great.
Is this the year of Salah?
Truth be told, he missed out in terms of the Nations Cup via penalty shootout, but consistently scoring 20 goals in each season for three consecutive seasons, I think Salah deserves it. Lewandowski bagged it. Okay? Bagged it at one point.
Yes.
Messi came back again strongly, but he was favored. Look at the poor season he's having. So for Salah, he's on 19 goals now, 1 goal short of getting to 20. He has really played football, and he deserves to get the Ballon d'Or this time around.
I thought he was the best player in the world right now.
No, it's Salah. It's straightforward.
Salah?
Yeah,
not Lewandowski?
No.
Not Mbappe?
No,
I'm afraid.
Mbappe is very inconsistent. Pius.
I'm afraid it's Lewandowski.
It's an odd
even after yesterday's performance.
Even after yesterday's performance, I tell you, Lewandowski is just something
but
else.
Small team, big team, he still scores.
Yes.
Matapins scoring Matapins.
He's brilliant. We can't rule that out.
Tapins.
Lewandowski is consistent.
Pass Lewandowski, his country. How did they fare Europe? That's the question.
I mean,
no.
You want to analyze his team.
Ballon d'Or is collective.
You talk about the performance of the player.
But it's
collective pass. There's a lot of factors that are considered when it comes to Ballon d'Or.
But the thing is, still he carries his team.
Yeah, both national.
Whether he's even playing for his team, you don't find him hiding. He's still.
I'll give you an example. If you look
the
at
work rate,
if you look at the Africa Cup, Egypt played in the final.
I mean, just to give you an example, currently, Robert Lewandowski, Bundesliga is not a small league.
No,
currently,
it's a Bayern Munich league.
Currently, Lewandowski has scored 28 goals in 25 games.
Yeah.
Currently.
The opposition in Germany has gone down. It's Bayern Munich throughout.
But you have to give him credit.
No credit, he always get. He's a brilliant performer, and his form is quite consistent. Yeah, but for me, I'm looking at international, as in continental performance. Salah stands out.
Salah. The Egyptian king.
We'll see. We've got a long year to go on that one. Looking at other stories as we head into Europe. First, from South Africa, congratulations to Kaizer Chiefs for doing the double on Orlando Pirates in the Soweto Derby. And as they still try to chase Sundowns, though I think Sundowns have gone.
They've got four coaches per bench. Sundowns. It's a serious side.
So in matches going to be played in the CAF Champions League this Saturday, we have Mamelodi Sundowns versus Al Ahly. Alderman, who's winning?
Hey. Al Ahly can't lose twice.
They can't lose twice?
They can't lose. You don't beat Peace of Musimane twice. No matter how good you are. He has already planned, I know, a marginal win for Al Ahly.
Ali. We have Etoile du Sahel versus Esperance. That's a Tunisian affair there. Horoya versus Raja Casablanca. Pedro Luanda versus Sangranda Esperanca. Eton Satif versus Amazulu. Then other matches being played Friday. Al Hilal of Sudan versus Al Marik of Sudan. This is the second time I've seen this kind of draw. I think about 8 years ago they played each other. No, they were together with Zesco in the same group. Al Hilal and El Marik with Zesco in the same group. Zamalek versus Wydad Casablanca, and Baluzidad versus Galaxy. And in the CAF Confederations Cup, we have matches Sunday. Zanaco versus Al Ali Tripoli. Cotton Sport versus TP Mazembe. Simba versus RSB Berkane. Orlando Pirates versus Royal Leopards. Al Mazri versus Otoho Deoyo. ASIC Mimosa versus USGN. CS Sfaxien versus Pyramids. And Saura versus Al Ittihad. Okay, so that's African games you can look out for. Of course, we have to look out for our very own, hoping that they can improve. But Charlie, do you think they can at least try and win one home game?
Yeah, just to salvage a bit of pride. We know that our national team has literally disturbed the mood of the fans in terms of failing to qualify to the Nations Cup. The all hope is pinned on Zanaco. I hope that this time around they can save a bit of face. Just win at least one home match when they play their home game. It hasn't been a very good ride, a very bumpy ride for Zanaco. I think lessons have been learnt. Let them at least get a win this time around.
Okay. All right. So, Alderman, you made the wrong prediction last week when you said it would be just normal business of Bayern beating Bayer Leverkusen, but it ended 1-1.
I thought it was Bayern against the former Patson Daka's team.
Yes. Oh, no, that was in the Champions League. That was yesterday. But in the league, he said 1-1. He said no.
No, I think the one I remember was.
Or was it? Or maybe it was Chris who predicted that. No, Chris, it was then. I think for you it was the Champions League.
Yeah, it was the Champions
of which
League.
It ended 7-1. Yeah. and you know the way Salzburg played in the first leg.
1-1.
If we start with the Champions League, the way they played in the first leg, you would have thought they will give a very good fight to Bayern.
A very experienced side.
But they played, and Bayern could have lost that game. They were actually very lucky.
They played with the brakes on. They were literally studying those young boys. They didn't even come to them.
Your comment on the two penalties given to Lewandowski.
He destroyed them complete. But they were also
genuine.
For
second one, was it outside or inside the box?
Both were genuine. I was looking at
genuine
this morning. Yeah.
Okay.
But you see, those boys didn't know what had hit them. Bayern were too swift for them. They were all over them actually. The coach planned well.
Arthur, you were about to say?
I mean, there's nothing like sizing up. Yeah, they just those boys. I don't know. They just got
Thomas Muller, old players.
And Bayern really struggled. That game, they really struggled. But real form showed in the return leg, and there was no comparison.
It was too easy. Should we say? Liverpool yesterday losing at home to Inter, close one. Arthur?
No, tight. I'm a Liverpool fan, but I'll tell you one thing: if there was no red card in that game, I think that game could have gone anyway. There was a possibility that Liverpool could have actually drawn that game. It was a very, very tight game. Very, very. But though still I feel Had they made the changes they made eventually, I still feel. But anyway, what is important is they've qualified, and I'm sure they've learnt a lesson. Not to underrate.
Whereas Liverpool has
opponents.
played too much football.
That's
a fact. You know,
but the first home loss,
and they've winning
almost over a year.
They've won the last 7 league games. Wins. That's not a job.
They are fighting on 4 fronts now, and the entire job was done in the first leg. The second goal is what knocked out Inter Milan out. The goal they conceded in Italy. That is the goal that complicated their chances. And by the way, Liverpool hit the post. Is it 3 times? 3 times. They were equally unlucky. Matip hit the crossbar. Salah hit the post twice. You know, but Inter are not a bad side. It was a very tough fixture.
The project has got a lot of promise.
Tough fixture.
That project has got a lot of promise.
Vidal had a great game, both home and away. Veteran. And Diaz was almost scoring that.
Knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Diaz was almost scoring.
I see them returning as a better side next season.
Quarter-final draws will be hot. The team that will face Liverpool, they will have to sweat.
Actually, Man City already leading by 5-goal margin, but they'll be home against Sporting Lisbon. What are you seeing?
From the draws, at the time the draws were made, I could easily tell that Man City will actually go to the quarterfinals. And this is one trophy that has eluded them. They have won the league, and their supporters are not interested anymore in the league now. They want them to go for the big one now, the Champions League. So this game again, it will be a routine win. A routine win for 5-0.
They can put the B team, no problem.
Yes, Sporting Lisbon, they are out of this race. They are just fulfilling the fixture. In short, let them shop in Manchester, shop a few things, and get back to Lisbon.
Okay, shop a few things.
More especially phones.
Real Madrid versus PSG tonight.
Hey, from here, that's why I'm rushing. Yeah, that will be explosive. Very unpredictable.
Very unpredictable. How do you see it? How do you see it going? Current form: Real Madrid won over the weekend, and PSG lost to their closest rivals in France. 1-0. I watched the PSG game, and PSG they actually had the lion's share of the possession, and I didn't expect they had these guys on the ropes, but the goal came out of nowhere and they lost. Yes, like you say rightly put it, Bolan is a goal. I'm not sure whether Mbappe will be out tonight. I haven't seen the lineups, but I think they're out already.
And I'm told the coach Ancelotti is failing to manage the big stars. He's just giving them a free roll. Failing, I think he's grown old now.
And that's why he's getting it wrong.
Failing to manage the big stars.
You can't control Messi, you can't control Neymar.
Isn't that a problem across the board? Because I also heard another story that the players at PSG are also the ones who are running the dressing room. The characters are too big for Pochettino.
For Pochettino as well.
And it's also happening in Manchester.
No results. Who's big at Manchester? Only one big
the players are running the dressing room. Avena Maguire.
Maguire.
Other PSG, Real Madrid.
I would like to see PSG do better this time around. I'd like to see PSG do better this time around. And the only problem is Real Madrid know what it is to win the championship. So for them, the glory that just comes from nowhere in playing, and it's too early for PSG to go out of this tournament at this stage. Regardless of their form, they always go at least up to semi-final on average. So it won't be an easy game for PSG. I would like to see PSG go through, but Madrid being what they are and so much experience and exposure, I think they'll stand out.
Let me do my predictions also for Madrid PSG. This one, that penalty which Messi missed, will haunt them. Because, like Arthur said, Madrid, in terms of the Champions League, they are the best. It will be very, very difficult.
Danny will be very happy to hear you say that.
And Pochettino, if he misses this chance to go past Real Madrid, his job will be on the line. I can see Madrid reverse the 1-0 deficit and go out to win this game. PSG, they have got a galaxy of stars, but they don't play as a team. They don't play as a team.
That's the undoing.
Galaxy of stars.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, we shall see and we shall observe if they can manage to pull this one off. Very, very quickly.
You had promised people Eden University League.
I'll give it
just a quick one, man.
Before we. I think it will be the last thing I'll give before we close on that one. So no worries there. I've got it ready for giving out. Yes. Where is okay? Yes. Ajax Benfica first leg ended 2-2. Next, that was in Benfica. Ajax host Benfica on Tuesday. Ajax is going through?
He's going through. There's no doubt about that.
Arthur, Manchester United in the big one host Atletico Madrid. What
was the first result?
The first result was 1-1 in Spain.
Ilanga scored Ilanga scored for.
So current form, Atletico Madrid is more fancied, and they've got a better belief going forward.
No,
that is. I mean, that's just the truth. Manchester is not playing well. And
why didn't they win?
And after losing 4-1, very few teams actually recover.
It's a different competition.
It doesn't matter. It's football. They lost. It's football. Talk about it is a different blah blah blah. The football is football. The current form and even the mental strength of the players. I hope they're carrying a great mental strength, because after a 4-1 loss is not an easy loss pass.
Yeah.
Psychologically,
those
you're
are professionals. They've already put that behind them.
Talk about you are professionals. Even professionals need to recover.
Competition altogether.
Pass. Even professionals need to recover.
Yeah.
Even professionals need to recover.
Remember, it was 1-1 the other side. Man, you can't lose a game here.
Giving a scenario that Manchester United in this weekend's big game, 19:30 on Saturday, are playing Tottenham Hotspur, and then Atletico Madrid, with the current bad form which they are exhibiting, current inconsistency which they are exhibiting, can they be seen to be a force against Atletico Madrid? Let me give Bachadi that one.
Okay, this game a little bit similar to the Madrid PSG game, very, very close. First, Manchester United will take on Tottenham, who are on a high after thumping Everton, beating them beyond recognition. Okay?
Yes.
Then they will come up against Tottenham on Saturday. That will give them good enough preparation for the Atletico Madrid. It will lead the way. First of all, they will have to navigate their way up against Tottenham Hotspur with a very, very experienced coach. You know, the Italian is he loves big games. This is a big game, Conte. So Manchester United should be wary. But I feel for players like Jadon Sancho, I feel sorry for players like Fred. They have been trying. The others, the body language is not so good. How I wish that Manchester should have addressed their right back, where there's been no competition for Wan-Bissaka. He has been on holiday. This is why even his form has come under scrutiny. So Manchester United, they need to feature players that are willing to die a little for the Red Devils. Let them not play names anymore. Look at how long it has taken Sancho to settle down. Scored a brilliant goal against Man City. But they can still rebound and take on Atletico Madrid punch for punch.
Yeah. Arsenal, the real deal, Arthur.
Yes,
they are in the top 4.
They've got pass. It's on merit.
They've got is it 3 games in hand?
Yeah, it's on merit pass. That performance is real, and it just shows that it's in a coach. He can deliver for you, but very few clubs, both Europe, Africa, and wherever, have got confidence in coaches. Most FAs, I mean, most committees rather across the world have got very, very little patience when it comes to delivery. They want results overnight. But that promise from Arsenal and the patience exhibited by the club and the owners must teach other players to actually, other administrators to actually start believing. When you give people a chance, sometimes they'll deliver for you.
I think one of the best stories to talk about is on that is the blueprint Barcelona are beginning to leave. Because I know the project is not over, but
you can see the
first thing they did was when they were in a big hole was to change the Exco. They brought the new president. Then it was known already. He made it clear that he would want to bring his own coach, and he was looking at Xavi. He brought Xavi in spite of, because you can bring your own coach, but the coach messes up. But they've found a way to give him a few players. So just this January, the way 1 month, you've seen the way Barcelona, the football has changed.
They've transformed the team.
Yes,
totally.
exactly.
Just brought it back to
3 players pass. 3 players.
Yes.
Things have changed.
And so far so good. They were looking like they might not make top 4, but as at weekend they're number 3 now.
You're already number 3.
So and with a game in hand.
And what has been complicating Arsenal's performance are the red cards. At times they get needless red cards.
Yeah.
It depletes their squad, most especially in defense. Gabriel has been not too consistent, but is it Xhaka? Too many red cards.
Well, Alderman, as Arsenal sit in number 4 with 3 games in hand, is the story over for Man United? Because one of the games which they have to go and play is actually at the Emirates.
Well, we still have a number of games to go. It's a bit early. It would be strange if Manchester United doesn't get back. Arsenal is not a team that can be consistent for 5-6 games. They will still find a way of dropping. Mark my word. Yeah.
That would be an interesting analysis. As we close, let me just give the Eden University table. As promised, Police College sit at the bottom of the table with 19 points. And number 18, 17, Quattro Calumbela, 20 points. 16, Livingston Paris, 22 points. Cabo Youth Soccer Academy there with 26 points on 15. 14 points, Luapula Green Eagles, 29 points rather, on 14th position. 13th position, Zesco Malaiti, 29 points. 12th position, Young Green Buffaloes, 33 points. 11th position, Kitwe United, 35 points. 10th position, Gomes, 36 points. Number 9, Trident, 36 points. 8, City of Lusaka, 37 points. 7, Jumulo, 40 points. 6, Mufulira Wanderers, 40 points. 5, Young Green Eagles, 43 points. 4, 4, Nchanga Rangers, 43 points. 3, Napsa Stars, 46 points. 2, Lumwana Radiants, 47 points. And number 1 on 50 points. And if they won today, they would have been on 52, FC Muza. Okay, gentlemen, we end here.
Well,
thank you for being here and making time.
I just want to say thank you Chirekwa olitupokerera wino sana kumufulira. He's a regular listener to this program. Now Collins, a former player Pachambish. He's a former player for Chambishi Blackburn.
And as we go, let me just wish my grandson a quick recovery. He was in hospital. He wasn't feeling too well. We had a torrid time last night. His temperature was very high. I wish him quick recovery.
Okay.
But let's go to Arthur Davis and watch APSA Saturday,
Yes.
Sunday.
So no league games. We've got APSA Cup. We've got plenty of entertainment to watch this weekend. Let's make time.
Yeah,
We'll
and,
be in the stadium. 12:30 is kickoff.
12:30 is-
So at least by 11:30
Yeah.
to 12 hours, we start making our sitting arrangements. I'll be in red, supporting my neighbors.
They are watching you. They are watching you.
They are watching me.
On camera, you be in camera.
Since I don't have Nkana jersey, I'll wear a Man United.
Anything red.
Anything red. With a red scarf and a red cap. We'll be supporting you, Nkana.
And thanks for the support. Taxi drivers by Pikali. Pikali pada. At least barat supporter sana barmendo pada. Tuatotera mkwai kunkanya inipo.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Have a good evening.
Bola.
Bola.
Ibaba.
Bola.
Nizigoli.
Bola.
Ibaba.
The Flava FM Football Show from 1845 to 2045 hours.
When you are
Against
touched and you
Nigeria.
change position, it's a penalty. Professionally done by that wonderful referee. Very brave. The first one we even saw Jack and falling.
That wonderful referee.
The National Sports Council started demanding for the letter. Are you a member of FIFA? You're not. They're not members of FIFA. It's FAS. And the letters have come out. So who has looked foolish now? Because they thought FAS were hiding something behind their back. And the official communication has come out. The letters are out there for each one of us to go through and understand. And the beauty with FIFA.
Tune in to the Flava FM Football Show for the latest local, African, and international football news.
Pius, if you look at Zambian football critically, very, very critically,